Hey folks, 459-100 here. How y'all folks doing tonight? Okay, I was just sent a video that is still playing. It's called Idiots That Don't Know Their Ass from a Hole in the Ground. DCBRO. And the whole panel. You know what's so damn funny? It's pitiful. These people that are watching or that are talking on the board have no fucking idea what the Cherokee Devil is. We have an Apache on there. He don't know his ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to Cherokee Devil. No one on the panel knew what a Cherokee Devil was. Thank you. Never knew what it was. It's a freaking Bigfoot. It's really pathetic. Oh, and another thing, Tracy Arnold. There's no way anybody could see a Bigfoot every time they go out. No one ever said that.
Baltimore said the same thing.
Baltimore, you don't know your fucking ass from a hole in the ground. Daniel Benoit, you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. The North Carolina Squatchers don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. When it comes to structures, when it comes to trees, I am a professional arborist. I know trees, the diseases. Now, here's the funny thing. All across the United States, people are showing Washington State, Oregon, West Coast are showing breaks up high. Oh, it's a Sasquatch that done it. You know how you can tell it's a Sasquatch did it? Because they twist it. See, that's the secret that these idiots claim that they are. What they are, don't know anything about a freaking tree. Daniel Benoit does not know about a tree. He has to read a book. When it comes to know your nature, he has to read a book. Tracy Arnold, whatever he's doing, I don't fucking know. But I can tell you this much, he don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. And I'm going to make it known. Why? Why am I saying this? Because what I just heard, there's no way. We never said, no one ever said, we see a Sasquatch every time we go out. We never said that. No one ever says that. It's only what y'all believe. When you hear Daniel Benoit, blah, 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 blah.
Well, nothing. When I post pictures of the breaks, I don't say what did them.
Yeah, that's another thing. We find pictures we find structures. We find breaks. I'm an arborist. I work for the toughest tree company in the world. You have to know your ass from a hole in the ground to know about these fucking trees. I know breaks. I know the damages. I know the diseases. I know all this shit. But there's one thing you cannot tell a fucking Yankee. Especially one comes from north down here trying to tell us Southerners how to fucking do it. Number one, they don't know anything when it comes to trees. Unless they have been an arborist as long as I have. I was trained by the top tree company in the world called Asplunda. They have crews all over the planet. And you have to go to school to work for these people. And be certified and licensed. I'm licensed in arborist. I am licensed in search and rescue when it comes to the power line technicians. When it comes to someone tries to go through a power line and they get hit, my job is to go in there and get them down out of there and on the ground and life saved. That's what I was trained for. And arborist on top of that. Daniel Benoit does not know trees. He does not know breaks. Very simple. I trained him for a year. Do you hear that from him? No.
And he don't know his prints.
And he does not know his freaking prints. Bottom line. Trace Arnold said, oh, it's no way people can see squatches every day. We didn't say every day. See, what they're doing is when they start trashing me.
Baltimore said the same thing.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about it. When people start trashing me and Connie, we know about it. Because Daniel is starting to trash all researchers. Even the Carolina boys, they don't know it. But behind their back, Daniel's blah, 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 blah. Get mad if you want. I don't care. Because I'm going to tell you this much right now. When we do our research, We see structures. We study structures. We see breaks. We look at them breaks. We know. I know what made them breaks. I know storm damage. I know wind damage. I tried to climb a tree one time, and I got into a bee. Ooh, pity you. And I was in my boxers.
Oh, gosh.
But anyway, you know, ECBRO does this every freaking year, folks. He tries to debunk me. He tries to get his friends to debunk me. Even a fucking idiotic Apache who don't know his ass mahogany when it comes to squatches. He's a bird man. He admits, I study birds. That's kind of fucked up, isn't it? You know, here you got Apaches admittedly said, I know more about birds than I do Sasquatches. He didn't know that Sasquatches eye glow. He said, you have to take a light and hit them. No, you don't. God, that's common sense right there. And the Cherokee Devil, that has been in the history of the native Indians in every fucking tribe for thousands of years.
Knows about the Cherokee Devil.
He doesn't know about the Cherokee Devil.
None of them on the panel knew about it.
No one on the panel knew about it. And as far as seeing Squatches every day, I never claimed that we see Squatches every day. Hell, even Curry Arnold, he's never ever seen a Squatch in his lifetime. He says, well, a lot of people lie and they get to the point where they believe what they're saying. Now, how the fuck would that idiot know anything about a Squatch? He doesn't. He does not. He only knows what he reads and what he listens to on interviews when he does an interview. That's it. Let me give you a little secret here. The very first, and I mean ever first Sasquatch Daniel's ever seen is when I said, do you want to see a family of Squatches? He said, yeah. 2014, 2 days before his people were supposed to come up and go looking for Squatches. Here's the thing. I took him to a place between the Johnny House and the freaking, Elkhorn Lake. That was my first area. And he said it's a primitive area. Yeah, right.
Surrounded with people.
Surrounded with people. You got Braley Pond. You got Elkhorn Lake. You got Toddler. You got Stanton Dam. That is the hottest spot for campers year round, except for during rifle season. That's when they're all, people don't camp there. Well, you got a few people who camp out during hunt season, but most of them are just city people coming to camp. That place is not a primitive. It's a freaking tree farm. I ought to know. It's my very first research area. And I talked to the game wardens who worked there, and they said, this is just a plain old tree farm at the state of Virginia bought. And you're not going to see nothing. You'll see a few old breaks. But as far as seeing Squatches, I showed Daniel where they were going to be at. I told him how many was going to be on the group. In other words, I told him how many was in that family group, which was 6, possibly 7, because there was one who was hiding. I told them where they were going to come from. I told them what time they were going to come around the corner. I told them what time they were going to be there, how long they were going to be there, and then they're going to move on. And you know something funny? The girl that was with them, I asked her about it. She said, you know, it sounds funny, but everything you just said matches exactly what happened last day when we was up there.
Actually, half the people he got speaking at his conference don't know jack shit about Squatches.
Yeah, half people he's got at conference don't know their ass from home ground.
That's going to be speaking.
Because they've never seen one. The only ones who might have seen one would be the Ohio guys. They're the only ones that they've seen one or two, but they've never really eyeballed on one up close. Me, mine was 5 foot behind me. I was looking at his chest. I know what they look like.
Yeah, he's begging for donations too.
And then begging for donations. Oh, you give me $100, I'll name you as a member.
As a sponsor.
As a sponsor. You know where that money's going to go? He's going to take the money that he makes, that people charge to go in. That's what's going to pay for that room and the people in there. The rest of the money is probably going to go in his pocket. When Daniel first started this, he said, I am a non-profit organization. He said that, non-profit organization. Every time he gets short, or when he, like at the library, free to get in, but you have to give a donation when you come through the door. But it's free, but you have to pay a donation. There was 3 people there when we got there, a husband and wife and someone else. And then an hour or 2 later, 2 more kids walked in. It wasn't a success. People knows about him now. He can do it, you know, he does what he wants, okay? I don't care about that. But when you start trashing me, you got a boy who's been doing it 7 years. You got a man here who's been doing it 39 years, who has learned the ancient ways for 39 years. And then you got someone who says, oh, to want to know your wildlife, read a book. Go to Walmart to get a wildlife book.
Or read the hunting guide.
Or read the hunting guide. Here's the thing about it. To learn your nature, to learn your wildlife, you have to be in there. You have to get with somebody who, like your grandpa. We were raised in the country and raised in the mountains. We were taken out. My grandpa would take us out. He would show us squirrel tracks. He would tell us about that squirrel. They would teach us everything about every creature we want to hunt. And we learned about wildlife. You can't learn about wildlife by looking at a footprint saying, oh, that's a squirrel print. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all know a difference between a front foot of a coon and a front foot of a squirrel besides size? And this is something that people claim, oh yeah, I know what it is. It's their nails. No. A coon and a squirrel, their feet, their front paws are designed to hold something, to move it around. Like a squirrel, he eats a nut. He works that nut around with his hand. A coon would take it to water and soften it up because they have no saliva glands. Now, you ask people, you ask a city person, what's the difference between a squirrel's paw and a coon paw? They can't tell you. They can't tell you. Nobody can tell you. Daniel can't even tell you. He don't know. What I just told y'all was taught by being there and learning from an elder, your grandpa, your uncle, because they want to raise you up to be a good hunter. They're going to teach you. And besides, we was around wildlife all our lives. That's all, you know, we were kids, we played in the woods when we lived on a farm. Here we'd go to crawdads, we should, you know, get deer, squirrels, like if we go under dad, you know, we're different shit. But you come from up north down south, it says, oh, if you want to learn your wildlife, read a book. You know, but here's the thing. Then Tracy said, I don't believe, and even Baltimore said, I don't believe you can see a Sasquatch every time you go out. We never said we see one every time we go out. We got lucky the other day, and I spotted a juvenile behind us 150 yards. I zoomed in, took 2 pictures of it.
We may hear them follow us, but
yeah,
we don't see them all the time.
We verified it. I held my gun up and looked through the scope just to make sure it was what I was looking at. And it was a juvenile Sasquatch. It was about 5 footer. There was a tree falling this way and a tree falling. Let's see, here's a tree right here. And the piece was like this here. He was laying right there, sitting there. Had his head cocked out looking at us. Only reason I verified it, only reason I knew it was a Squatch, because I saw it through my rifle scope. But it was 150 yards away, and we zoomed in as close as we could with our camera. That's why we took pictures of it. You're gonna hear, oh, that's a shadow. Now, before we were Facebook Live when this happened, and I told everybody, look around. Do you see any shadows? No, we wasn't even producing any shadows. But you're gonna hear, oh, it's a shadow. Since when the shadows have a yellowish orange eyes? But I will say this. We've been around Squatches long. She's been around them longer than I have. She's been around since she was a kid. My first encounter was in 1981. My next one was in 85, 86, right next to my camp in Candy Fields. That got me hooked. I stayed in that area. I learned through the Native Americans and through what the Squatches leave. Everything you hear Daniel say about me, you tell him, you tell anybody, prove me wrong. Make a liar out of me. And you know something? They can't do it. Daniel has been trying for 2 years now, straight, to debunk me. He's got Sam DeLuce. He's got Nikki colon cancer. He's
actually been trying since 2016.
Yeah, to bust me, make me look bad. They can't do it because there's no way possible, because everything I've learned has been in front of our faces for thousands of years. When you hear people say, oh, Daniel even admitted, oh, you can't learn nothing from folklore. It's an Indian folklore. It's not true. Then he turns around and says, oh, wait a minute, maybe it is true. Maybe some things are true. Contradicting himself. Here's the thing about it. If that whole panel, even the North Carolina boys, Tracy Arnold, especially a freaking Apache, and a couple of people on the panel, when you mentioned the Cherokee Devil, none of them had the foggiest idea what the hell it was. It's a Sasquatch.
Man, everybody should know what that is.
If you knew the legends and the stories, put it this way, science is based on theory, like the theory of relativity, okay? Theory. Then you have the Native Indians start out with stories and facts over thousands of years, documented proof. Then I come in the picture. Connie's been in the picture. She just didn't know. And when I started with the natives, I turned her on to it, and she took off. So since 2016, that's 1876, 3 years now, 3 years in a row, Daniel Benoit has been trying to make me look bad, trash me, try to prove shit. Oh, yeah, he gets on a podcast, you know, he's done told him, oh, we done busted Freddie and Connie. But you know the funny part is, when the audience and different people say, hey, why don't you show us how you do it? You know what you hear? Well, you join my group and you can see. That tells you.
Don't see nothing.
And then they don't see nothing. That is a pure fact. Like I said, I studied and I went to school for the top arborist in the United States and the world. You have to know trees. You got to know the trees. You got to know the diseases, the ins and outs of nature. Daniel don't know that. Nobody on that panel knows about it. And I'm saying it out loud. Nobody knows trees like I do. I know when a Squatch makes a break because they leave a signature, left or right.
And a lot of times you can find prints around.
99% you find prints around if you know what you're looking at. Now see, Daniel told people, Fred don't know his shit about nature or prints. Seems funny that on my timeline, you find part 3 and part 4 that me and an Indian friend of mine, we teach you how to read a Sasquatch track. We did a family unit going up a ridge. We see them going up a ridge, so we decided to make a video, a 5-part video, how to recognize, how to read and understand the footprint and what they did with the structure, with the leaves, rocks, twigs, branches, everything, all the way to the top. Daniel cannot tell you anything. Tell you this much. Every structure that we've seen, not all of it was Squatches. We talked about Facebook Live. We talked about it. We said that's nature. That's nature. That's a Squatch. I'm an arborist. I know this shit. I know what they have put. 39 years I've learned this shit. And you go listen to a 7-year boy who claims that he knows every damn thing, but he only knows what he only reads. He's trying to get the East Coast from Vermont to Key West, Florida to Mississippi under the ECBRO. It ain't going to work because he doesn't know anything. And all he's doing is begging for money. When he hears, oh, if you donate $100, you will be a sponsor of the ECBRO. No, you won't. You won't even be mentioned. That money's not going for his research. That money's going for whatever he puts it into. It ain't going to be paying for the conference because the money that the people pay,
rent, his phone, and everything.
Yeah, it'll be paying everything. The money from that people pay to get in, that is being paid to the motel or the hotel. The rest of it is going in his pocket. Now, when he was at Expo, I know what he paid. He paid that for the rent of it. Then he took the rest of the money, and I think only one person was paid. That was Ron Moorhead. Rest of them didn't even pay. Didn't even talk about pay. So Ron Moorhead was almost paid. The rest of it was free money. Plain and simple. But here's the thing about it. It just rubs me the wrong way when people say I see squatches. Like Michael Cook. He claimed years ago, oh, everything Fred Kanney sees is a Sasquatch. But yet, he was asked, how many squatches have you ever seen in your life? Oh, I've seen 2 in 5 years. Really? Then he started saying, I went into Connie's area and blew her doors wide open and called and found out she's a hoaxer. Really? Then Connie said, oh, wait a minute, stop. There's something you didn't know, Mike. Mike said, what? If you would have stepped on the property, you'd be in jail. He was kind of funny. You know, or he had a point of looking, but what do you mean? Her property is surveillance by the Kentucky Game Commission and the state and the Kentucky State Police. So if he would have stepped on that property, he would have been locked up. But yet, I think he's going to be one of the, oh, that's right. I was taken out of the speaker's box, and either him or Tracy Arnold is going to be put in there. Tracy has seen one Sasquatch in his lifetime, and he ran like a scolded dog. All the Squatch did was just sit up on his knees and look. Tracy saw it, boom, it broke the world's record going down through there. My first sighting, I stood there. I'm 5 feet away from a 9-footer, looking up at him. I didn't run. You talking about Daniel all the time, it's only fueling the fire. Well, let me tell you something, Mike, which you don't know about Daniel Benoit. Only reason that I'm talking the way I am right now is because I was sent a video or parts of a video that was sent to me from somebody. I have no idea who it is. I have no idea. And when you tell people that I don't know what I'm talking about, yeah, that puts fuel to the fire. But see, when you first meet Daniel and they say, well, what about this Virginia Mountain Bigfoot? He will like raise up a lid and throw me right in the trash. He's the only one you should listen to. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. All right, let me put it this way. 39.
Well, they've been bashing other recent.
They've been bashing me since 2016. They've been trying to get me.
They're bashing
matter of fact, they're bashing all the fucking researchers. But see, people don't understand that because they don't use names.
Besides us, they're bashing all researchers.
Yeah. Me, I've been doing it for 39 years. We see squatches in my area, not every day, but we know she's an empath. We know when we're being followed. I go in the woods and I say, Oshio, Aganate, Oshigwasu. They understand what I'm saying, they follow us.
The thing is with Daniel is if you don't follow Daniel and you're researching, then you're going to get bashed.
If you don't follow Daniel, why you ain't shit. But see, I normally don't talk like this because I promised I wouldn't. But they put racing fuel on the fire. Okay? I don't talk about Daniel all the time. If you listen to his food for thought, he got that from me. I do tidbits. He's all of a sudden he's doing food for thought. When I first started doing podcasts, he started doing podcasts. Then when he started doing food for thought, all the information that y'all hear comes from me. Like bear tracks. The way Squatches do things. All that comes from me. I taught Daniel for a year. He's using other people's shit to make himself look good. When it comes to like, oh, there's no way a Squatch could have broke out. That's where he had a disease. You got to debunk it. Bullshit.
Well, another thing is,
hey, wait a minute. Like I said, I worked for the top tree company in the world. I had to go to school to learn this shit. And you're going to tell me that I don't know my ass my whole ground when it comes to trees and structures? Buddy, you can kiss my rebel ass. That's all I got to say about it. Now,
and the funny thing is, he says you can't learn nothing from Native Americans, but yet all of a sudden he's saying he's studying the Native American way, and he's the one that said himself that you don't learn nothing from the Native Americans. But yet, he's all of a sudden studying the Native American ways on the Squatches? Come on.
he's copying me, folks. That's what the bottom line is. He's been doing it he's been doing it since 2016. He's been copying me. The difference is, he says, remember, folks, read a book, learn about nature. But like I said, what's the difference between a front foot of a squirrel and a front foot of a coon? Can anybody tell me? No, because you don't know. Their paws were designed to hold a nut, hold a crawdad, or hold something like that. A squirrel holds his nut. You see him dead, you see him sit there and he holds his nut. Gnaws a little bit, turns a little bit this way. Gnaws a little bit, flips it around this way. Da, 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 da. He eats it. He uses his front paws. A coon, same thing, except the difference is he take it down to the creek and he'll wash it. And he'll eat it. He'll wash it and he'll eat it. You know why he's washing it? Because they do not have saliva glands. A groundhog does not have saliva glands. That's why they eat roots, vegetables, grass, and alfalfa. Stuff with corn. Anything that's got moisture in it, they eat because they need the moisture in their mouth. See, Daniel don't tell you that because he don't know that. He don't know his nature. He only knows by what he reads in books. He slipped up a couple weeks ago. Well, as soon as I finished my reading, I fucked it. Damn, I fucked it. When I finish researching, I'll get back in touch with y'all. He admitted, as soon as I finished my readings, bottom line. But I'm going to tell you, when it comes to saying, oh, there's no way anybody can see that many squatches that he says he sees. Bullshit. You talk to the people who's camped with us. You go up to their face. Daniel sent people to my camp to bust me. He says, I'm sending them to your camp so you can do a night hike. Knowing damn well that I don't do night hikes. People got there. People sat around and had a good time, and they're like, okay, you hear him say, where's the squatches at, man? He said he has squatches. Where's the squatches? And all of a sudden, bam, 10:30, we were surrounded by Sasquatches. People were seeing juveniles standing out in front of them. Ooh. They went back to the conference, told everybody, y'all should have been there last night. Why? We had squatches all around us. But now, Daniel's calling everybody he sent there liars. Tracy Arnold is calling people liars. Not saying it verbally. They just didn't believe it. We went up to Ron Moorhead next day. You should have been there last night, buddy. He said, why? I said, we were surrounded by Sasquatch. Everybody saw juvenile stand in front of us. Everybody saw Henry, the 18-footer. Hell, even Verna's boyfriend saw a 10-foot and 18-foot stand right next to me, about 8 feet away, looking at us. Really? I said, haven't you know people's going to come up to you? He said, yeah, people coming up saying, hey, man, you should have been there last night. We had squatches all around us. then why am I lying by saying the same damn thing? He had over 9 people come up and tell him. Matter of fact, they told everybody that was in that fucking building about squatches that we had at our camp. But yet, there's no way that we could see this many squatches at one time. We have proved it more than anybody else. I've done proved more shit about Sasquatches. And now Daniel's copying. He's using what I taught him, and he's using shit behind my back to make himself look good. Like we had a guy come on the other night after Daniel's show. He said, what about that? I said, and I started talking about Daniel. I said, oh, that's right. He never told you about it. He never told you that. He never told you that. I said, I bet you he said, I don't have any clear picture squatch. He said, yeah. I went up on the wall. We showed him every damn squatches, plus the pictures I had in my hand. Boy, I said, damn, I got to see more of them. I said, but Daniel never told you all that. And he's not going to. He's out to make himself look like the best researcher in the world. Me and Connie are the top researchers in the world. We've got, I ain't got enough fingers and toes how many people we got from Australia, Japan, Korea, China, Switzerland, Finland, New Finland, whatever you call it, Canada. There's about 4 or 5 other more countries I can't even think of right now. But we are known all over the world. People are learning by the way I research, by the way we research. You can believe what you want, but I can promise you this. Nobody knew about the eyes of a Sasquatch, as far as the way their eyes work. Nobody knew that, not even scientists. No one knew how to make them give a location away and catch on video. Nobody knew how the hell they hid in the open until I started showing people this shit. Matter of fact, I got a photograph that Connie had in her records that I forgot about. She took a picture of me 25 yards away from her in the woods to prove that I can hide in the open. And I did. She took a picture, she posted it, said, what's in this photograph? Everybody said nothing. She's doing damn put an arrow top up and posted and said, that's Freddie. But what Freddie didn't realize, right behind him about 30 steps, there was a 6-foot Sasquatch standing right out in the open. He backed me up. He was standing there when Connie did this, and I did, and both of us never seen him. Proved the point. I also have a video that shows how they hide in the open. I have a video that shows 9 juvenile Sasquatches hiding in the open. Does anybody else know how they do it? No. I did. I'm the one that taught y'all how they do it. I've even showed the video 5 times on here. How they do it. So, would you rather listen to somebody who knows about Sasquatches by this and this, as in me and her? Or would you rather listen to somebody who says, read a book on Bigfoot, read a book on nature? I don't. I'd follow Connie before I follow anybody like that. I've been doing this for too many years to have a kid try to tell me that I'm a liar. There's no way. See, when this all started, it was Daniel Benoit, Sam DeLuche, and Tracy Arnold. Now remember, this was back at the very first Bigfoot conference. As soon as Daniel started getting into the conference, I got attacked. And I mean, I literally got attacked. I got to the point and said, fuck, try what you want, say what you want. You cannot prove me wrong. And I say right to this day, you can say what the fuck you want about me, but can you debunk me and prove me a liar? No, you can't. Can you debunk her and make her a liar? No, you can't. Because there's nothing that y'all could say. Oh yeah, they talk about us. They say we don't know this, we don't know that. Because everybody he says that to are newbies. People who's never been on a podcast and actually listened to somebody making a total ass of herself. Because he doesn't know what he's talking about. In my opinion, I've seen it. He reads books. He says, what do you say? How do you say about his area?
So my area,
oh, his area is a primitive area.
Yeah. And very squatchy.
And very squatchy. I promise you, folks. That was my very first research area. That's why I left it. There are no squatches in there. You might hear them way back above the mountains, but they're not in his area. I proved that 1,000 times when I was there. My area, where I'm at now, I am right off the Appalachian Trail and the Blue Ridge Parkway. My area is the birthing area. Why do you think we always talk about juveniles? We got so many fucking juveniles, it's pathetic because the females give birth in my area. All 13 miles of the coal roads, plus another 20 miles of national forest that goes up into St. Mary's, goes in the back of Vesuvius, of the nature camp, is all my research area. In my camp, where I know where they had their beds at, or their homes at, right across the road from my camp. And every night, not every night, say 5 out of 7 nights, we'll see them come across the road. We'll have them around the camp for an hour to 2, maybe 3 hours. And then they're gone. People said, I don't believe it. Show up at my camp and you'll see. They show up at my camp and all of a sudden their jaws are hitting the floor, hitting the ground. Because they're seeing what they say I don't have. That's the fun thing about it. They come to my camp, try to make a dick out of me, and they end up living with their jaws dropped. They say, we didn't see anything. But you tell them, would you swear on your mother's grave and put your hand on the Bible? They'll say no. That means they lied right there. They can't deny they cannot deny what they see. The reason we have as many squatches in my area and we see as many as we say we see is because it's the birthing areas. I've got 9, I've took Daniel to 4 of my birthing areas. 4 of my birthing areas. I got 9, I got birthing beds I don't even know are up there. They're higher up on the mountain. Matter of fact, we went to one of my bedding areas and we both did a video and take pictures and sent it to Ron Moorhead because he was fascinated about it. If he would have been out there, we could have took him and showed him in person. But he listened to Daniel. Don't believe him. He don't know what he's doing. Baltimore. He says, I'm not taking sides. But yet he's agreeing with Daniel. See, I'm going to tell you this much. Baltimore is an Apache, okay? He's only 30%, but he's still an Apache. Now, he admitted quite a few things that he learned from his elders of that tribe. And you know something funny? Even Baltimore admitted it. He said, everything that my elders are telling me is exactly what you're saying. But yet, he's contradicting himself on Daniel's show tonight. Tracy Arnold has only seen one squatch in his lifetime, and he ran like a scolded dog. That's why he's mad at me, because I said that. And it's the damn truth. His was 20, 30 feet away. He was laying down and just happened to sit up on his knees and say, ooh, there's a human. Tracy said, oh my God. And he had the camera going while he was running.
Oh, did you know Bigfoot's helped the North win the war, Civil War?
The Bigfoots? Now, where did that come from?
This is what they're talking about now.
Oh, so now the Squatches helped the Yankees win the war. That's a new one. Very interesting. I didn't know that. It seems mighty damn funny.
Oh God, they've lost it.
But
Man, they're saying it's possible.
No, it's not possible. See what I'm talking about? You can watch Daniel's video if you want. You will see when they say oh, there's no way anybody can see squatches every time you go out. No one said about seeing squatches every time we go out. We say we hear them following us because we know, we know our clans. We know how many are staying average about, and just since spring's coming in, more and more is coming in. Now, I took 2 pictures of one yesterday. To verify it, I held my gun up. It's just an air rifle. And I see my scope. I said, that's exactly what it is. It's a juvenile Sasquatch. I had my scope and I verified it by looking. They Connie verified it too by looking. That's a Squatch. Now, when it comes to breaks, Daniel and him don't understand. And even the Carolina boys don't understand that you can always tell when the Sasquatch's identity is on that break when they twist it. They twist it right there at the break. They'll twist it left or they'll twist it right. Now, for a while there, Daniel said Sasquatches don't get over 6, the average of 8 foot tall. Then he says black bears in Virginia don't get over 250, 300 pounds. Then he takes my videos, cuts them down, and makes it sound like I say, well, bears in Virginia don't get over 300 pounds. Go to his videos, he'll show you. He's also got a video, he said, I can call Fred a liar because this is what it is. I've been researching 39 years. See, he just lied right there. He really hasn't been researched till 2008 or 2010. Seems funny that I never got on the computer until 2008. I never used a computer until 2008. So he contradicted himself. What he's doing now, what you hear him say tonight, listen to him a week later. He'll say the complete opposite. He's been doing that for 6 years now. Well, 7 years now. He contradicts himself every week. Like he'll say, like a month ago he said, or hell, about 3 weeks ago he said, you can't learn from natives because it's all folklore. It's not true. It's just stories and theories. Now he turns around and says that you can learn from the Native Americans. And I learned through the old ancient ways and by what the Squatches do. Why do you think that everybody around the world is taking what I talk about and they're trying them in their area? Australia has been doing it with the Yowie and they're getting responses. They're getting responses. That's the fun thing about it, you know. People in China, people in Vietnam, people in Scotland, Ireland, they're doing the exact same thing. And they're learning. See, just one thing I can say about Daniel. He don't know anywhere. He doesn't know anything exactly about a Sasquatch unless he reads it, talks to people about it. He listens to their stories, which is a boost. He reads a book. It's a boost. I and Connie, we learn by watching them and listening. Everything that I've been talking about for 39 years, people has been using in their research areas, and they are getting the exact same thing at one time or another in their research area. Like Bear, used to be with Bigfoot Outlaws. He's now with the Watchers. He watched my video. He said, I'm going to try this for shits and giggles. You know something? He says, I've learned more now about these Squatches because they're calm and they come around. What was that little secret? Going into your research area, building you a fire, putting your chairs at 12, 3, 6, and 9, sit there and do what you normally do, and all of a sudden they'll show up. He had to wait about, I think about 2 weeks or something like that. But they showed up. And you learn by watching your eye shine. You learn by watching them. This is Daniel's head. It's hollow. Because he says that there's no way I can do these things. See, it's funny, if he didn't come, here's a good thing. I asked him, show me all your squatches. Show me the pictures of your squatches. After 2, the rest come out. Hell, all of them come out of my research area on the coal roads. They wanted to do paranormal with Mike Cook. Where did they go? My area, right behind my camp, behind our camp. And then Mike says, I'm going to be doing a nighttime investigation on the 28th. Not my fucking area, you ain't. If you pull up, I'm going to tell you, get your fucking ass on down the road. Because you're in my area and you're not going to be researching here. You want to research? Go to Daniel's area and waste your gas and waste your time. You ain't going to find shit up there. When I take it back. Kimmy got one thing. One time. The only time she was up, I got one thing. She heard a girl say, gray coat. That was it. People come in my area. Hell, Lel could back it up on that. She wasn't much of a paranormal person for believing until she saw it for herself. You know, Curry, you don't look for Sasquatches. See, that's where Daniel screws up. He says, we're going out and look for Squatches. Let him go out and look for them, you know, but you know something? He's not going to find any. You know why? Because like me and Connie, we get to our research area, they got eyeballs on us before we get out of the truck. And they follow us all the way through the woods, all the way back to the truck until we leave. They are watching you. But here's something Daniel doesn't understand. And this goes for all his buddies too. And I've told them, and they blow it off. They let you know they're there. You just got to know what they're doing. You got to know how they do it. Like a woodpecker. You notice a little woodpecker, little mountain woodpecker, little redhead about this big, like a submachine gun. A mountain woodpecker. Okay? Now, you find a good spot. God damn, boy, I feel something good in here. All of a sudden, you walk in, all of a sudden you hear it on your left and on your right, but you can barely hear it. Oh, probably think of woodpeckers. But as you notice, as you're going up the trail, these woodpeckers are following you. Here's the funny thing about it, folks. They give their location away. Then you know you're being paralleled by 2 of them. See, they don't know that. People don't know that unless you understand how they do it. 39 years, I know more about Sasquatches than most people. Not just in my area, all across the fucking United States. Yeah, there are folks out there, there are old timers out there that have been doing it longer than I have. And they will agree, they will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. They agree with me because they learn through the ancient ways. I'm learning through the ancient ways. That's why we got every native tribe in the United States in our groups and in Canada in our group, because the last one he joined was Brett from the Nebraska group, the Cheyenne, I think it is. He said, we have something in common. I said, what's that? He said, we research the same. We research through the ancient ways. And it's true. The ancient ways is based on fact through thousands of years. Science is based on theory. Science does not know. The only people who know about Sasquatches is the United States military, the United States government. Why do you think in 1947, the United States Army Corps of Engineers acknowledged Sasquatch as a native species of North America? This is in 1947. Okay? Now, they have Sasquatch. Look what happened to Mount St. Helens. Where did those Squatches go, dead Squatches go? You see, you had the fire department show up from the Forestry Service. You had towns around the Forestry, fire department shows up. Ambulances show up from the towns. And then all of a sudden, news reporters. And then all of a sudden, here comes the military. Why is the military up there for a fire? A news reporter said, I seen the Army bring out 7 stretchers, put them in the back of trucks, hauled ass. Not a word said. They're taking Area 51. Now think about this. Why all of a sudden in the last 5 years is the Army, Navy, Marines, and Air Force and all the other branches are changing camo patterns? They're getting more technical with it. You know why? Because the Sasquatch's hair is translucent. So they're trying to come up with a pattern that kind of matches what they do. When they stand in the woods, they stand not Tracy, but Chris Dawson from the Irish Bigfoot group. I told him about it. He said, you know, I tried that. I said, how'd you get? He said, I put on a certain type of jacket, long coat. He said, I walked into a public park. I walked 25 yards off the trail. I stood right between 2 trees in the open. People walked by me all day and never knew I was there. And they would look at me and never seen me. Okay. See, our brains are programmed to look for stuff that is hidden. Like if you go in a house, you know, you go in your house, you're tired, you throw your keys on the coffee table, slides underneath that little, say, a fruit bowl there, or a flower bowl, whatever you have there, you know, underneath a big ashtray or something like that. Slides up against it. You got to make this morning, oh my God, I'm late, I got to tell you. So you shower, shave, eat, do all that shit, and you rush out the door and all of a sudden you can't find the keys. You tear that house apart. You can't find your keys. Then you sit down and say, damn, I'm going to be late for work, and all of a sudden you just happen to look on the coffee table, and what do you know? There's the keys right there in the open. See my point? Daniel and them can't tell you that. They can't even figure out how to understand what I say. So they got to take and make me talk about me and make me and Connie look bad because they know more than me. Tracy don't know his ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to actual working with the Squatches. We work with the Squatches. We see them, and I like the other day, yesterday when we took a picture. Oh, you need to walk up there and see if it moves. Oh, you need to go up there afterwards. No, you need to get hair samples. Why? Why do I need to get hair samples? You're not going to be told exactly what it is.
You've already got hair samples.
Well, yeah, we got a hair sample. We got cast. Oh, yeah. Let me show you something else. You ever see a possum track look like that? Guess what? That is a juvenile Sasquatch. Look how small the one finger is. Look at your finger. Like, let's see. Like it's right here. Look at that. There's that. There's my hand. Damn, don't it look about the same? Look how the pinky. Look how the thumb. Look, it comes right here where my first finger is. Look at the middle finger right there in the middle. Beep, 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 beep. Look how big it is. Look at the pinky. Comes right to the same spot. Damn. Daniel calls it a possum track.
It's an elephant possum.
It's an elephant possum. But see, and this here is a newborn juvenile Squatch track, a preemie. But Daniel's never ever seen one in his life. But he knows it's a possum track. And possum tracks, their fingers are like this and all the fucking same size.
Yeah, they look like a star.
They look like a star. Yeah, that's it. But yet, she's got a possum track. Daniel's never seen a fucking Sasquatch up close. He's got one he used in his picture. It shows a tree with something black there. Now, if I had it, oh, it's just shadow. That's all. It's just shadow. He's got it. Oh, it's definitely a Squatch there. He got it in my area. But I hate to say what happens if he does go back in my area. We're not there. And we're not going to be responsible for it. He's going to be, he and whoever goes in with him is going to be run out. And not by us. And they're going to be terrified of what runs them out. Because one thing we did find out, they do listen to us. How do we know? The night that we had them people come to the camp. Connie went back there earlier and talked to them. empath. They send her pictures. Sharon Day, they send her words. Okay, empath. She told them, we got people coming tonight. They want to see you. Show yourself.
Oh.
Oh.
Richard Riello's commenting now, and he says you got fungus mouth. And Harold Beaton said, wasn't you a member of the Village People?
You see? I'm getting bashed right now. But, you know something?
Oh, Jim Jerkin says you hate everyone.
Oh, I hate everyone. Can you believe that, folks? Do I look like I hate? I'm a lover, not a hater. Rick Riello attacked me, Connie. He attacked Sharon Day. I think he attacked everybody in the Bigfoot world. He got booted off YouTube. He got booted off Facebook for a while. Now he's on Twitter and on some other link. He messaged me. I'm going to have you on my next show talking about the big cock of a Bigfoot. Richter Riello is a homosexual in Las Vegas. His priority is big black nigger dicks. That's what he says. But Richter Riello has never even been in an area.
Oh, they're all agreeing with what he's saying about you.
Sure, let them agree. Let them agree or do what they want. See, that's the funny thing about it, folks. They're trashing me right now. Well, they still on the air, they off the air. They still on the air or off the air?
They're still on the air, but they're getting ready to get off.
Okay, so they're trashing me. Now you, Mike, now you know why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're just offending ourselves. You think I'm gonna sit by and let this happen? He probably does. He probably does, Glenn. But here's the thing about it. 39 years, I've been sitting there telling y'all about Sasquatches. I've been telling y'all from a vision and hearing perspective. A buddy of mine, Mike Pye, went up to his area. We had a shitload of juvenile squatches about 45 yards away from us in a thick patch communicating with us, tree knocking. He said, look up on the hill where I said, where? I missed it, but there was 11-foot squatch sitting up there. He was the day watcher, the big boy. I still got that video. And you can actually see the freaking juveniles when you zoom in. But everything that I've talked about through what I've learned by watching and paying attention, seems funny, everybody around the United States and everybody around the world is learning. But yet you got a dude who's been doing this 6 years trying to get his insignia under the whole East Coast, and it's not working. I'll tell you someone who's 20 times better than him. He's not good as I am, but he's damn good, and that's Ryan Reddy. Ryan listened to what I said about them speaking language. He went through all 36 tribes, and he found one that they spoke, Mohawk. Nobody knew that they could speak a language. I did. I slowed it down. I listened. Someone says, well, Fred says that the Squatches that Ron Moorhead recorded back in '76 was spoke Cherokee. I never said that. What I said was, whatever area that you research in your state, find out what native tribes was in your region 1,000 years ago. Once you find out that language, once you find out that tribe, then you take what you recorded, which would be samurai chatter if you possibly do, or what sounds like words, slow it down. You start recognizing. Even Baltimore said, if you slow it down, you start hearing a native language. Then, when you match the syllables up, write down what you understand, and then look at the ancient dialect language of that particular tribe. Boom! Like when I first started learning. Ocio, Ia, Niha. Hello, I'm your friend. I mean you no harm. Now, I'm using more Iroquois and Cherokee. Ocio, Aganate. Dodi. No. Oshik, Wosu. Ocio, hello. Aganate, my friend. Or better yet, Ocio. Oshik, Wasu. Aganate, hello. How are you, my friend? And they understand. But see, Daniel can't think about that. None of his people can think about that. They think because I don't use science and I'm wrong. Then I told them, why don't you just go around the world and stick your finger in everybody's face saying, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. That's what it amounts to. That's how desperate Daniel Benoit is. Now you mark my words. When the conference is over with, you won't hear another thing about me.
Exactly.
He will shut his mouth and not say a word about me. See, it was his idea for me to speak at his conference. But he realized, he finally realized that he's got Tracy Arnold. He's got Mike Cook. Mike Cook's begging him to talk because Mike Cook said, I'm going to put paranormal and Bigfoot together.
But you know something?
It doesn't work.
You know something else? He still hasn't denied he has a crush on me.
Yeah. But you know, the funny thing is, he does these shows. Yeah, some is informational.
Oh!
Here we go.
Listen what Harold Deaton just said about me.
Who?
Connie probably being a big potty mouth right now. Guys, am I being a potty mouth? I'm just sitting back here listening to Fred and listening to them.
And you know, it's comical as hell. You're going to hear everything about me under the sun.
But yet all of a sudden I'm being a potty mouth.
Yeah. About, you know, you're going to hear all sorts of shit about me about not knowing about Bigfoot because, as I was stating, Daniel had me speaking. He asked me to speak at the end. He said, will you speak next year? Yeah, I will. No problem. Mike Cook, Tracy Arnold wanted that spot. How could I get Fred? How could I replace Fred without making him mad? Oh, I know.
Do you know Marcel Chadwick?
No.
Well, she kind of made a comment that she hopes your breath doesn't smell like your body.
I know. Now, that's a fake profile. That Marcel's a fake profile. And that's probably one of Daniel's followers. Now, you see, folks,
Okay, they're
who's Taylor Cook?
I don't know. He's not one of Daniel's followers, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, you know, I've got 39 years of Sasquatch under my belt. Okay? 39 years under my belt. I've learned through the ancient ways of the native Indians, not just Cherokees, all the tribes across the United States and into Canada. I learned through the Squatches by learning by observing them and their structures and the sounds they make. Nobody can deny that because everybody has tried. Everybody around the globe has tried what I talk about, and they're getting responses. I tell people for 30 days, put science on a shelf and try and research the way I do. A couple of them come back and say, there's no way we can do it. You're lying. There's no way we can do it. Really? Then you tell all the native Indians that they're liars. You tell every native tribe in the United States and Canada that they're liars. We're just that damn good because we paid attention. We listened. We understand. We know how the Squatches work. We don't see Squatches every time we go out. And the thing about the structures and the bracing shit, I'm a licensed arborist. I was trained by the top company in the world, Asplunda. They got crews all over the freaking globe. And it started in 1923 with 3 German brothers in Germany. You have to know everything about the tree from the time it seeds to the time it dies. Daniel don't know that. Tracy don't know that. Baltimore don't know that. The North Carolina Squatchers don't know that. They only know what they read. They don't know by looking at that particular break. They don't understand how that break was made. They say, oh, nature done that. No. I'm sorry, it's wrong. I've been doing this too many freaking years to know what is and what ain't a squatch. I know the structures because I studied their structures and I studied the squatch structures. Everything that you see the squatches are doing, the Native Americans have the exact same thing. Ain't that kind of funny? The Native Americans have the exact same thing from Vermont all the way down to Key West, Florida, to Seminoles, all the way out west where I think that tribe went extinct was the Debunking tribe on the Western Peninsula or the Northern Peninsula of Washington State. You know, but yet I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I said, Daniel and his group, his little followers, most of them are people who just started to get into Bigfoot, and they're listening, like the guys who leave his show, come over and listen to me, and then they start questioning me, and I'll start talking like the guy. What's that guy come on the other night?
Oh, you talking about Jimmy Blanton?
Jimmy Blanton, come on. He was on Daniel's Facebook.
He was on last week's show.
He was on last week's show.
Bashing Fred. Didn't even know Fred.
Yeah, he was bashing me.
And then he come into
wait a minute. Then he come over to my side. He started listening. Then he went, well, what about it? And then I cut loose on him. By the time I finished, he says, man, I got to check your pictures. I got to check your pictures out.
I didn't tell you this, but he was also bashing you too tonight again.
What was he saying?
He was making fun of you when Richter was saying what he said meant. He was agreeing with Richter on everything. And that. Said, yeah, Fred does got a fungus mouth.
Well, you know something? It seems funny because Daniel's an ass kisser because he went after Daniel too. So now you know what's going on. But here's the thing about it. I don't care what Richter really says. You can stuff 10 dicks in his mouth, he'd still love it. He don't know one thing about Bigfoot. He's never seen a squatch. Why they asked him to be on a Bigfoot podcast, I'll never know. Why he talked Bigfoot, I'll never know, because he has never seen a squatch. Daniel has never seen a squatch until I showed him where they were going to be at, and that was a family unit. He has the pictures that he's got of Sasquatches come out of my area.
Well, the only reason why Daniel's pissed off with me because he can't take rejection.
Yeah. He wants, see, what he's doing, he's trying to piss me off because he knows I'll take it out on Connie raising hell with her. And he thinks, if he doesn't long enough, that she's going to leave me and he's going to swoop in to rescue her. There's only 2 things he wants from her.
My money and my empathism.
That's it. That's what he wants.
Because he knows I can pick up on the squatches as soon as I hit the woods.
Yeah, and that's a fact.
I know when they're there and when they're not. I know where they're at.
Close that door. They're in bed now. So
and they think I have a potty mouth. They ain't heard of potty mouth. They don't want to get me started cussing because I can cuss like a sailor.
Because number one, only squatches Daniel's ever seen was in my area. Matter of fact, he's using 2 of them. For what? He's using 2 in what? Oh, that video, movie he's coming out in. He says he's going to a hot Bigfoot spot. He's going to a hot paranormal spot. That ain't his area. That's my area. And you better believe on the 28th, When I see Mike Cook come down the road, I'm going to tell him, get the fuck on up the road. You're not coming to my damn area.
Well, if they go into our area, he's going to get more than he bargained for anyway. He'll get a lot more than he bargained for.
But you know, it's funny. Daniel has been trying. Daniel has been trying for 6 years. He's only been researching 7 years, and he thinks he knows more about Bigfoot than I do. There is no way possible. He doesn't know the first thing about a Bigfoot. He doesn't. He tells people, oh, make sure you don't mistake a double bear step for a Bigfoot track because you can't do it. No, you can't.
And he thinks you cannot win their trust. Yes, you can.
Everybody says, oh, you can't win their, yes, you can.
I did it in my area, and I've done it in Fred's.
Native Indians been doing it for thousands of years. They used to have interactions with Sasquatches as friends, as enemies, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thousands of years. Like today, certain tribes still do. But see, that's something Daniel and him don't understand. They don't understand exactly how a Sasquatch works. So when I do my tidbits, Daniel is taking notes and then using my notes in his little food for thought. When he says, get to know your wildlife, he's talking about read a book. Okay, peace out, brother. You know, that's what it means. Read a freaking book. He doesn't understand that. I'll give a perfect example. Connie told me about it. People out in California, well, I think it was California somewhere, they took a brown bear. They cleared out a big spot, probably like 50 yards wide. 50.
Yeah, I think it was out in California.
Yeah, it was 50. It's 50 yards long and about 10 yards wide. And they took a brown bear and they walked him back and forth on that dirt. He walked up and he walked back.
They did it all day, and then finally at the end of the day, it took a double step.
It took one, probably 2 double steps at the end of the day.
It only took one.
One, okay. So Daniel's telling you, 90% of the Bigfoot tracks you find is a bear double step. Paul Hosley proves him wrong on that. Paul Hosley.
I saw that in a documentary on TV. They showed the bear.
Yeah.
And like they said, they had to do it all day because to get that bear to take a double step. But finally, at the end of the day, it took a double step. But it took them all day to get it.
Exactly. So, you don't need to read a book. The best way to learn about the wildlife is to get out there with somebody who has knowledge of it and let them teach you. Like, well, I ain't going to say the game commission because they don't know anyway. They only know what they are. They don't know anything. They don't know
what's here, ain't going to teach you nothing.
Yeah. Well, look, I tell people, I will teach you. You come to my camp, you will see them, and I will show you them. Well, not them, you know. They come out of camp. But when we go out, we took Chad out. I went to town the next morning when Chad got there. Connie took him out. I said, take him up behind the camp. They got through the other camp, got to the field, and they made a right. When they did, Chad stopped looking. His eyes got that bear around his jaw, hit the ground. Connie said, what are you looking at? Look at that Sasquatch standing right there in the woods looking at us.
I knew it was there because I saw it when I walked through there. And I thought Chad was still behind me. When I stopped, turned around, he was standing back where we first entered the field, staring. And that's when I asked him, which I already knew what he was looking at.
Then when I took him up into thickets, we were being watched by 2 of them.
Yeah.
I seen exactly where they were sitting at.
He saw that. And he saw one behind the camp. He saw one of the day watchers behind the camp.
But Henry Petrie, I'm not sure what can run people out from the national forest. Just saying. Well, it's called a Sasquatch, dude. I'm not speaking bullshit. I'm speaking facts. The Native Indians has been doing it. Certain tribes have been doing it for thousands of years. See, a Sasquatch knows an empath. Take Sharon Day, ghost hunting theories. She is a empath. She was walking down a trail one day and she got stopped in her tracks. She said what was put to her head was, a Sasquatch saying, I'm 100 yards up above you, behind the rock. Do not come any closer. Now is not the time. She said he told her. A buddy of hers had to shake her.
He mind spoke to her.
Right. And with Connie, they send pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, when you say Sasquatch, never, ever approach them.
No.
Worst thing in the world. I told you, that's stupid. You don't do that. Well, you got to see if they move. I'm not worried about that.
You don't know what kind of mood they're in.
Exactly. See, I show respect. And I tell people, when you see a Sasquatch, you acknowledge him, and move on. If he's curious, they will follow you. 99% of the Squatches that follow you are day watchers or juveniles. Will follow you. That is a fact all up and down the East Coast, West Coast, Australia, and every country in the world that has Squatches would tell you, never, ever let them approach you.
Yeah. And
when they do, that's when they trust you. See, ours trust us to a point.
Oh, Wayne's asking you a question.
How can you run Cook?
Cook is a liar.
Cook is a liar.
I busted him on that deal.
Yeah, now,
he's from Kentucky.
Few years back, Cook said, everything Fred Kanney sees is a Sasquatch. I never said that. He did. Then he went to Connie's area.
Said he went to my area. But the thing is, my area is family owned.
Mm.
The whole property line has security cameras all the way around the property line. I mean, there's a little over 100 some acres, maybe about 200-300 acres. But there's security cameras running every bit of it.
By the Kentucky Game Commission and the Kentucky State
cameras
Police.
Are monitored night and day by the state police and the Kentucky Forestry Department, Game Department. Anybody steps on that property that's not allowed on that property, that is not with one of us, one of the family, the law will be there within seconds. They will be arrested for trespassing. So if he'd been on my property, in my area, which was my family's property, he would have been busted. He would have been in jail for trespassing.
Now, the other thing is, when Cook tells people, because he got kicked out of his group because of what he said about me. He says, I'm going to do a paranormal thing. We're going to go out and do paranormal on the 28th.
Yeah.
The only place he knows to come is
2 places he had picked out.
My area was the
We're
top
going to
area.
be there at the 28th.
Exactly.
We're setting up the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've had people tell us they were going to come camp with us around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to make sure we're there to get the camp ready for them and everything.
And if Mike Cook thinks he's going to come into my area and do his little so-called paranormal, now I tell you what, his girlfriend is the worst damn paranormal person I've ever met.
She don't know nothing about paranormal.
She doesn't know nothing about paranormal. Here's a little tidbit. We went to the library and seen Daniel and Mike Cook and his girlfriend. They had, what do you call it, a necklace.
It was a necklace, an old
necklace that
they took out of a house.
That they took out of a house that was buried in a basement. That was buried there for a purpose. It was possessed. Now, if she knew her paranormal, they would have had that thing in glass with salt around it and a crucifix cross on it.
Because it had something attached to it that was very dangerous.
It don't make a difference if it's national forest or not, Petrie. The #1 rule.
You don't encroach on another person's research area.
Exactly.
Without their permission.
Exactly. Like BFRO come into my area twice. I ran them out of my area twice. I said, you can ride the parkway, but stay the fuck out of my area. And I meant it. You do not step on another researcher's property or a research area unless you have permission from that researcher. That's what they call stepping on toes. Disregarding.
It's like
Yeah, it's like my cousin Betty Wilkins down in Cumberland. It's like if I snuck, if I knew she had some record-breaking bucks, she says, no one's allowed on my property, but yet I sneak in and bust a buck with a bow. Come on, door, look at that, look at this big buck I got. And she finds out that I've been there, she can bust my ass wide open.
That's her hunting area.
That's her hunting area. Now you see what I'm talking about? A researcher does not disrespect another researcher and step on their toes. Remember, I got 13 miles of the coal roads. I got 22 miles from St. Mary's to Vesuvius. I got all the way to the Appalachian Trail. Go up the mountain, you got the Blue Ridge Parkway. Across the Blue Ridge Parkway, you got the Appalachian Trail. All that's my area. I got over 400 miles of research area just in my area alone.
Yep.
Now, if they want to go down to Reed's Gap, that takes you up toward Afton Mountain. They can go over there all he wants. Because when he gets to the top of Afton Mountain, he's right there at 64 east and westbound. So he can hit the interstate and going back to Richmond if he wants.
See, the thing is, Daniel's come in our area here, and he has destroyed structures. And by destroying a structure that a squash makes, you're pissing them off.
They tired.
They don't like that because of that. They don't like Daniel at all.
What happened when you went back the other day and talked to him? You mentioned him and Chris.
Well, all I gotta do is mention Daniel's name, and they start showing me images of how much they hate him. They can't stand him.
And they growl.
And they was growling as they was showing me images. They cannot stand Daniel.
Oh, what if they report it? Well, they can report us all at once, because you know what the Virginia Game Commission says? We do not acknowledge the existence of Sasquatch. The Virginia Game Commission told me that themselves at a roadblock. We do not acknowledge or believe in Sasquatches.
Yeah, because I've heard that with my own ears.
Now you know. But when they come in and disrespect my area without my permission, that's not good. It's like me coming here property and killing some of the biggest bucks on your property. You say, these bucks right here, I'm gonna get for myself. I'm gonna get my son to get them. And all of a sudden, I go in there and kill every damn one of them behind your back. Then you get pissed off.
That's encroaching. You'd be encroaching on his area.
Exactly. That's what they're doing to me. They think they're going to use my area. They're going to talk about me like a dog, but yet they're going to come into my area. Well, we was in Brick Age. They ain't got all this evidence.
They ain't going to see nothing.
Hello, Betty Wilkins.
Hey, Betty.
Her name is Betty Desmond. Betty Desmond. But point is, I've been doing this for 39 years. I got more knowledge in that much in my pinky than Daniel's got in his whole lifetime of Bigfoot. Now he tells people, I've been researching along with Fred. So that means his daddy was taking him out when he was 2 days old in diapers, teaching him about Bigfoot. When he was 2 days old. Yeah, right. Connie's only been doing it since 2011, but she has been around Squatches ever since she was a child. Hell, I can verify that they are loud and they are very vocal. I had to leave the camp one day and come back to the house to get something, and her ex was out there, and I said, "You hear that?" He said, "Yeah, we hear this every day."
Yeah.
You can hear the Squatches over hooting and hollering.
You can sit out on my porch from the time you get up and sit out all night long, and that's all you hear. Because in my area in Kentucky, they were very vocal. They were vocal day and night.
And close, and people, they knew about them.
Yeah. Nobody pay no attention.
They don't pay attention to them. All they know is they're people of the woods, man.
Yeah. They never bothered, the Squatches there never bothered nobody, and nobody bothered them.
But see, the reason that Daniel, Tracy Arnold, well, not so much Tracy Arnold, mainly Daniel, Sam Deluche, and Nikki Colin Cancer. I like that name, Colin Cancer. Colin is her last name. I call it Colin Cancer. Last show I was on with them, a couple of days before, Nikki said, "I'm tired of you bullying me." I said, "What?" All I was doing was sending her videos from M.K. Davis talking about the massacre at Bluff Creek in 1967. It's 66, 67, 68. Well, she got in touch with me one day and said, "You're bullying me, stop it." And I explained to her what the hell I was doing. Didn't hear it from her. Then I get on the show. All of a sudden, 5 minutes later, Nikki starts attacking me. Then all of a sudden, Sam Lee said, well, you call me a snot-nosed kid. Started right there. I said, fuck y'all. I unplugged and got off the air. And then all of a sudden I hear, well, he was very unprofessional. Really? You want me to stay there and argue with you? Do I want to argue with a bunch of snot-nosed kids? No. I am an elder compared to them. I've been doing this too many years.
Well, if they do go in our area, Wayne, they're going to get more than they bargained for.
You see this right here? You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
This right here is what you're going to hear, what you're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go way back and go, yak, 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 yak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what. Y'all can believe what you want to believe. I don't care.
It's okay. Let them go in the area. They're going to get more than they bargained for.
Oh, that's not a price.
It's not going to be from us.
It's not going to be from us. We're going to be there for 21 days, including. Well, I'll put it this way: we're going to start camping at the second weekend in May. Then we're going to skip a week. Then we're going back in there, and we're going to be there for 21 days. That brings us up to the 1st of July. Then we're leaving there and going to it, and we take a week off, and then we're going to another area in Vesuvius.
Mm-hmm.
But I better not see Cook in there. I better not see Daniel in there. Or I could say, you trash me, now you want to come to my research area? You claim you got a primitive research area, why the fuck ain't you up there? Don't come to my area. Stay the fuck out. You say you, well, here's one thing you were here. Y'all got, I'm having a week-long camp out in my area. You know, every time he says that, no one shows up. Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody showed up at his camp out last year for the conference, except the same family that shows up whenever he has a camp out.
Mm-hmm. His dad, his daughter, maybe that black guy.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it. When Daniel sent them people to my area, to our camp, I knew something was up. Because Ed Brown asked me, well, how was the big walkabout? I said, what do you mean? Because I didn't know what he was talking about. He said that night hike. I said, dude, I don't do night hikes. I said, you should have been there last night. He said, why? I said, I guess you wasn't told. Told what? I knew you was told. What? We had squatches all around us last night. I didn't hear about you. Yeah, you did. You were the first one someone told. Everybody who was at that camp, I've seen come up to you and tell you, point up to us and said, them people over there, we was at their camp last night.
When that day comes, Kerry, we'll be looking forward to it. You gotta make sure you bring that little baby with you too, so I can kidnap her.
Bring Kathy. Bring Kathy. That's who I want.
I want to kidnap his daughter.
I want to kidnap Kathy.
Her daughter's a cutie pie. She's got the cutest little smile on her.
Well, look, the way we see it, Kerry, if you want to bring the whole bunch now, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Bring the whole thing.
Because I'll tell you something that the squatchers really like in my area, and that's girls. Girls and children. The juveniles go bananas.
Oh, heck yeah.
We got a nursery behind our camp. Well, I'm going to tell you what, man, when there's children in our camp, my God, we got new girls everywhere.
Hey, Steve.
You'll see them across the creek. You'll see them in front of us. You'll see them coming down that path there, looking, standing there looking.
Oh, God, if you got kids there, that really draws them in.
Yeah.
God, they love kids.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the juvies. That makes them even more curious.
Mm-hmm. But remember, guys, we don't see squatches. We don't see them every day like everybody thinks. Everybody thinks, well, we only see them like once or twice a year. Well, that's y'all, man. Everything I've learned has been through the Native Americans and through the squatches. And everything I teach, people are learning. But see, if certain people would learn to understand how I do it, bear. from the Bigfoot Outlaws. And he thought I was full of shit at first, until he did try something I suggested. And now it's all he does. A lot of people around the world are doing exactly what I say. The Irish Bigfoot
I'm starting to get known around the world now because I've been getting friend requests left and right from people around the world.
Chris Dawson. I've been noticing he's doing a lot of shit that I've been talking about that he just does subconsciously. He don't know he's doing. He does little tinker things that I talk about. He doesn't even realize it. I'm not going to tell him about it either. I'll even find out.
Well, when Stephen comes to camp in May, we're going to send him out to look for that elephant squatch. We're going to send Stephen out to look for the elephant squatch.
Just remember, Curry, from the second weekend to May till the last of August is when we camp out. Because in September, when
they're leaving,
the squatches start to leave slowly. By the time rifle season gets here for deer, they're gone. There'll be 1 or 2 big males left in the area. And there's a big one that hangs out over in Mill Creek, and there's a big one that hangs out over at Cold Spring. We got 2. I'm in between 2 big reservoirs. One reservoir is a water supply for Sarando. The other reservoir is a water supply for Stewart Strat. But y'all gonna hear all sorts of negative shit about me. You're gonna hear that I don't know what I'm doing. You're gonna hear that I don't see what I hear. You're gonna hear that I don't know about tracks. You're gonna hear that I don't know about
and Rick Riolo's at it again.
And Rick Riolo is a homosexual who has never ever seen a squatch. Never. Wouldn't know what it looked like if he looked at it. If it's got something big and down along his waist, oh, Richter's all eyeballs with that quick.
He's not at it on Facebook. He's on Instagram.
Yeah, he's going, Instagram. There you go. He's on Instagram now. And he is attacking the same people again. He's going to be on Sharon before long.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell her about it. It's the best weather, man. That's when the squatches are around. And when I take y'all out and I start showing you and describing and teaching y'all about the structures, y'all could go back to Vermont and look up and find out what tribes is in your region and look up the structures and the hieroglyphs, and you will see the exact same thing. Because the structures that the squatches built are the same exact one the Indians built thousands of years ago. That's what's so funny about it. That's what people think, oh, there's no way a squatch could do that. Without even realizing that the native Indians have been doing it for thousands of years. Every tribe in the United States, Canada, and around the world. All the structures that the squatches build, the native Indians have them documented.
Well, the strange thing is, I've had people from England send me pictures of structures, and they match up perfectly to what we've got.
Even Chris Dawson has got structures that just like we got. But remember, when we see a structure, a limb, it's up real tight, it's snapped and twisted, that tree's either rotten, it's dead, got a disease, or weather did it. A Sasquatch has got a signature. It's got a signature that tells you that a squatch did it. They twist it. They twist it and bend it like this to the left or to the right in a break. I proved this. Let me give y'all a little hint here. Go out in your yard. Grab a limb that's on a tree. About big as your pinky. And I want you about that far away from the tree on that limb. I want you to take and bend it without breaking it, causing any splinters to fly up, or even tearing the bark. Then once you get it bent down, then I want you to twist it and let go. See if it stays. Guess what? It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
The thing is, with a lot of the breaks we find that are fresh, I don't tell nobody, but there are prints around them fresh breaks. It's just a lot of times the camera won't show them in the picture.
Curry, let me tell you what the main food source in my area is blueberries. I've got.
But you got to buy him thorough.
Last year, I got beat to them. Nature, all the animals, bears, squatches, deer, turkey, chipmunks,
Yeah, but
squirrels.
the year before last, I was fighting you over them.
Oh man, I made videos. I'm going through the field. I'm going through the woods, and I'm telling Paulie, man, I'm eating blueberries. I'm sitting there stuffing my face full of blueberries as I'm walking through the woods.
Yeah, because there was one time Dave was walking, and I found a bush full of plump, fat blueberries and was picking out, and all of a sudden, here comes Fred. I had to fight him over them. Maybe he's worse than animals. He snatches them off them bushes faster than I could.
But remember, folks, I hate everybody. I lie about everything I do. I don't know this. I don't know that. Like I said, science is based on theory. What I read to Native Americans is based on facts, all through and documentation, all thousands and thousands of years of dealing with Sasquatches. Documented. Baltimore, Daniels, Apache scientist, says there is no evidence whatsoever in Indian hieroglyphs about Sasquatch. And you know something? Finding Bigfoot proved it. He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You remember when Matt, Renee, Clip, Bobo went to Colorado and got with the Cherokee tribes? Yeah. Remember they got with the 3 shamans? Yeah. Remember when we went to a cave? No, I don't remember that part." I said to myself, that figures. Well, when they went to the cave, guess what's the first thing that Clip Rockman said? What's that? "Look, folks, documentation of Bigfoot." Baltimore shut his mouth.
Yeah, but didn't Baltimore say a couple of days ago that he was staying neutral, he wasn't taking sides, and then all of a sudden tonight he's taking sides?
Mm-hmm. Taking sides.
Hey, Simon.
And we was nice enough to give Baltimore a fucking bear skull with the jawbone.
A complete skull.
A complete skull. And he turned around and does this to us. He's done admitted when they started yakking about what was it they were talking about? Oh yeah, when we had that 20-footer at nighttime, had juveniles up a tree. He just happened to mention that some friends of his and a nephew of theirs had a daylight sighting of a 20-footer and had squatches up a tree. Yeah. Daylight sighting.
Theirs was during the daytime.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome, Simon.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, the funny thing is, Daniel is basically bullshitting his way through the Bigfoot world. He's been trying to get money out. He's been trying, like Paul always said, he's only in it for the money.
Yeah.
And Daniel says, "I don't beg for money." Here's what Daniel admitted when he first started. "I am a non-profit group." If you was a non-profit group, why would you be begging for donations? When you send him $100 and you become a spokesman or a, what do you call it?
Spokesperson. You become a sponsor.
A sponsor. You know where that money goes? In his pocket.
It goes on his phone bill. It goes to pay his phone bill, his rent, his electric bill, his cable bill, his internet bill,
his insurance,
his gas to drive back and forth to work.
That's where that donation goes.
It doesn't go for where he said it's going.
Because when he said the town meeting at the library, he said it's free to get in, but you must leave a donation.
Uh-huh.
That is what it says. All donations are taken at the door.
Yeah, the conference was great. There was only, when we got there, was only 3 people.
And then a young girl and a guy showed up, and she was a space case, and they was in their 20s, and they really wasn't there to learn about Bigfoot. They just wanted to hear what was going on. They didn't know anything.
And plus, they were there for free coffee and donuts.
Mm-hmm. That's the main reason they come back. You know, but the point being, I've been doing this for 39 years. And everything I have been teaching y'all is from what I've learned from the Squatches and through the Native Americans. That's it. I don't bullshit nobody. When I tell you we see this many Squatches, we see that many Squatches. I am in a hotspot. I have the major hotspot in the whole state of Virginia.
And I had the hotspot, that major hotspot in Kentucky, the whole state of Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's one group that's on here now. I don't know if any of y'all know, the Northern Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization. When I first started, they came in my area. They admitted I had the hottest spot in the state of Kentucky. By just what they were seeing in the woods close to my house.
Yeah. And then Daniel, he wants a picture of a Squatch. He comes to my area.
Yeah, it's the only way he's going to get one.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way
But
he's
he ain't going to anymore.
Nope. And we're not bullshitting. We're not telling you a bunch of bullshit. And when they say you can't make a Squatch trust you or its friends, if these Squatches in my area
right, son,
did not like us and did not want us there, they would not show themselves at us. They wouldn't be walking around our camp.
And the Juvies wouldn't be playing with me.
Exactly. Ernie Beveridge wouldn't have been touched by one.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have had one 2 foot from me, a little one. If that's not trust, we trust each other to a point.
Uh-huh.
After that, it's mutual respect. See, that's what Daniel and them don't understand. That's what all these groups don't understand. Just because we don't use science and we have interaction with these creatures once a year, just during the summer, once of the year. Rest of the time, when we go up in our research areas, we are being followed. I know the signs. I know how they do it. I know every hiding spot that they use in the apples and behind the camp.
Well, that's like yesterday. Remember when I was being zapped by that rogue again yesterday, and I told you, and later I told you that the others was running him out of there?
Yeah.
If you can't win their trust, how come they trusted me enough for yesterday? I was getting zapped by that one rogue that zapped me before that was trying to lead me off from Fred. It started again yesterday.
Rogues will do that.
And I knew the other regular Squatches would follow us. But finally, Fred had hollered at him and told him to back off. Well, he backed off. Then he started to do it again. And no sooner than he started again, I got images in my head of the other Squatches showing me that they was running me out of the area to protect me.
Kind of keep the little local.
So that proves right there they trust us. Because they run that other one out of the area to protect me. Because after Fred the holiday told him to stop, it stopped for a few minutes, and it started again. And the other Squatches picked up on it. And they started shooting images in my head showing me that they was running him out of the area to protect me.
How many members is in our club? You talking about in my Bigfoot group? I don't have a club.
We got 6 groups.
We got 6 groups.
We got over 40.
Hell, just in this group alone, I got over 1,972 or 6.
That's great.
In my group, and that's just my page alone.
Heck, I have to count them all up.
Where do you get club? Hey, how many members is in this club? We don't have a club. We have research groups. We have 6 Bigfoot research groups. We have paranormal groups. I don't do the paranormal. I can, my area, if I want to, but I don't. I'm strictly into Squatches. Sasquatches and paranormal do not go together. No. They do not turn invisible. They don't go through portholes. They don't beam down like Star Trek. Beam me down, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. They don't do that shit. They are flesh and blood. That's all it is to it. But we do not have club. We have a research group. The Virginia Mountains Bigfoot Research Organization.
Squatches between the states, Valley of the Giants, inside the Appalachian Squatch, True Believers and Lady Squatchers.
There you go.
Which the Lady Squatchers is just a group of the ladies, because a lot of the ladies, when you join regular groups, a lot of the guys put the ladies down. So I started the Lady Squatchers so the ladies had somewhere to talk about them without being put down by a guy.
Exactly. But I can't tell you how many's in that group because I don't pay attention to them. I haven't really checked my other groups out since I started Virginia Mountain Bigfoot.
I've been keeping up with them. I've been adding members to them.
Okay. But in my page alone, I've got over 1,970 some people, friends and members in just my Facebook page alone in my research. Connie is an empath and can sense things. Tony, also, Fred has lots of tidbit videos on his timeline and on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Tell you what, Tony, if you want to learn how to track, go to my timeline and look for two videos, part 3 and part 4.
Yeah.
Now, you hear people tell me that I don't know my ass from hole in the ground about tracks and how to read tracks. Me and a buddy of mine, we went to an area. It used to be a trail ride for us back years ago. But we went in there one day and we was coming up the side of a hill going toward the creek. Because we crossed the creek 4 times actually. We was ready to go across for the second time. We caught the ass into a bunch of squashes chasing a deer up a ridge. So we got an idea. We decided we're going to take and we're going to do a video on tracking. We flipped a coin. He won, so I had the video. And he taught me a little bit myself because he's a Lakota Indian. So we started teaching about how to track, how to read the track, how to understand that track, which way they went, how that foot moved, everything, all the way to the top, showing everything that they did through the dirt, the leaves, the sticks, the footprints, the butt prints, the hand prints, broken wings, and all this shit. We show y'all everything. And that's one thing that Daniel cannot comprehend. He can't even begin to understand how you read a track. Daniel's version is read a book. That doesn't tell you about how to do it. And that's the bottom line.
It doesn't tell you how to read a track.
And it doesn't tell you how to read a track. It takes experience to learn to read a track. And I've got experience. As a matter of fact, I've been doing it ever since I was a young one.
So have
I had to learn. My dad didn't teach me shit. Nothing.
The only tracks I started learning how to read, was the bear tracks, and I started learning them here. Because when I was growing up in Kentucky, there was no bears.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I had to teach. My dad didn't show me nothing. I had to teach myself. And I got good at it. Because every time I went to the woods to do my research, or just go squirrel hunt, or deer hunt, or back in bear hunt, I started looking at the tracks, started reading the tracks. And I learned through my time with trial and error, if you want to call it that. And I learned how to do it. And I'm just that damn good. Once you see this video, to part 3 and part 4, now you go to part 1, 2, and 5. That's the very end of my YouTube channel.
Oh, Tony, if you want to see our pictures too, go to my timeline. There's over thousands of pictures on my timeline. Structures, footprints, casts. If you want to check pictures out too, just go to my timeline and you'll see all kinds of pictures.
And you want to see pictures of squatches, go to my timeline. I got all sorts of fucking pictures of squatches. Face shot, body shots.
I've even got pictures of squatches.
Yeah, but not clear as mine though.
I've even got videos that I made in my area, a few videos.
Yeah.
A couple of them I do know has got squatches in them.
Yeah. We have handprints of little ones. Hell, one of them I even got M.K. Davis to clear it for me. And the palm of that hand will fit right. That whole hand will fit right in the palm of my hand. We got an 8-inch, 8.5-inch wide palm print. I got a picture of a baby Sasquatch, clear as a bell. I got one hiding, clear as a bell. I got a family unit. I got 3. I got a black one and on the right side of the tree. On the left side of the tree, I got a brown one and a cinnamon blonde over her shoulder. I got a female sticking her whole body out, half her body. Got a brother looking at her.
Nick, we even got the hand cast and footprint of a newborn baby Squatch. I don't know if he was on here a while ago with Fred showed or not, Tony, but there it is.
Now, look at that hand. All right, now, look at my hand. Let's see. Look where the thumb is on it. Right here. Look at my hand. Thumb goes in. Let's see. Let's go over here.
It's in the same position.
It's in. Shit. Here we go. Well, look at that. The thumb's in the same place. The pinky's in the same place. But Daniel Benoit says it's a possum track. This here, right there,
it's his footprint.
is this guy's footprint right there.
So when I found them prints, I had walked down through it on this runoff area. And when I went down through there, I saw the mud spot. There was no tracks of any kind in that mud spot. A half hour later, when I came back up by it, that hand and that footprint was there.
He's on the bed on the sofa.
He's in the bed.
Who's on the sofa?
Charles.
Is the TV on?
No.
Good.
Possums don't wander around through the daytime. They're nighttime creatures.
Let me tell you a little secret about a possum. I don't know if y'all do this. A possum, when you see him walking through your yard, just meandering through the yard, leave him alone. They are a tick magnet. They will kill more ticks in your yard than have it sprayed because that's their job. They eat the ticks that are on their bodies. You see a mother and a couple of babies, 4 or 5 babies go through. After they get out of the yard, they'll stop it. And the babies and the mom will start eating ticks off each other. They kill the ticks. They kill the Lyme disease, everything like that. People didn't know about that, about a possum. Everybody thought they was just nasty and dirty trash cans. No, them guys are here for a purpose.
You're right, Simon. We did. We was the only ones there that had pictures of squatches.
Exactly.
All Daniel had was pictures of a few structures and his cats. That was it.
We showed structures. We didn't hardly have any footprints with us, but we did have Sasquatch, and everybody said, where'd they come from? Right down the road. In Sharonda? Yeah, where? On the coast? Where? Right there,
All
the home.
except for one picture.
Yeah, all except for one picture. Every picture up there except for one. Yeah, one.
Just one.
One come out of Kentucky. She's got one standing in the open. There's a fallen tree down like this, about that big around. He said, dude's over it looking at her. Just hanging. Just,
like this.
He was kind of like hanging there looking at her, you know.
Like that.
Yeah, he's just like.
Thing is, I didn't even see him standing there because by looking at the picture, I could tell it's one of the gray ones that hung in my area. Because I had gray ones in my area, silvery gray ones in my area, brownish, reddish brown, tannish blonde, and I've only in a black and some black ones. It was basically I had multicolored ones. That's what I was just saying. Most of the time, I either saw the reddish brown ones or I saw the silvery gray ones.
Now, 90% of the ones I got are black, but I do have gray ones. I do have cinnamon blonde ones, and I got 1 or maybe 2 white ones that I've seen in daytime. But they are more elusive because they stick out like a sore thumb. In 2014, I caught a family unit, and when I pulled out my camcorder and started videoing, you see them when I zoom in and out. But I took the best one that I zoomed in on and made a picture out of it, and you could see. Where's those pictures at?
Which ones?
The ones that's right here.
They're still there. They're just back there.
Let me show y'all something.
They're back there. Just had to move everything. They're still there.
Oh, here we go. All right. This here was right behind my camp.
You can see
Look
him
right
now.
there.
Looks like a Neanderthal.
Yeah, well, let's do it this way. Yeah. Right there. Right there. That's a Neanderthal. That's a 12-footer. That's his girlfriend right there. See? Okay. Here's one that I caught. Give his location away. There he is right there. There's part of it. Well, it looks like another one, but it's not. That's just, here's the shoulder right here. Right there. The rest of him is over here. Is his hand. But look right there. There's another one right there. I made a video on how to make them get the location when you catch them. The one I took in 2014 that I seen the family unit. Here's the one on the right side of the tree. Right there. Look at that schnauzer. Look at his nose. His nose is right there. Right over here is his ear. Okay? Now, this is the one that I got with her back to me.
Yeah, you look at the picture. If you can see the original picture, you can see her.
Yeah.
Kind of wisping up.
You look on my timeline, you can see the same thing. I have one that is showing his teeth. That one I showed you, I made a good location. I said, look at this one right there. I got a close-up of it. Paul Holsey cleared it up. He's showing his teeth at me. But yet, I don't see squatches in my area. I don't have clear pictures. All I got is blurs. Okay, if that's what you want to believe, go right ahead.
I think I got a picture of one in Kentucky. It's down in a hole looking up, and it's got one arm in front of it, and the other hand over its mouth.
Okay.
You can see its fingers.
Simon says, Connie, in your research area in Kentucky, do you do wood knocks and calls like they do on finding Bigfoot?
In my area, I used to in my area because they would respond back to me because they knew me. It was like we made a game out of it.
Yeah. Now
they would start it, and I'd pick up on
Now in my area, I tell people, you don't need to knock. Why? They already know you're here. When you knock and you say you think you got to respond back when you hear the knock, yeah, they respond. No, they didn't. Because on the other side, you'll hear another knock. They'll communicate with each other, telling them, hey, you got a human right here.
Yeah, because in my area, I would do when if they did a knock, I would do a knock. Sometimes I'd get a knock back, and sometimes I'd get a knock and a whistle. It was like we was letting each other know where we was. And they would come, and after a few seconds, they'd come close.
The first
it was a game with us.
First night I was there, we were surrounded, man. I mean, I turned my head and looked up on the road part, and there was two of them. There was a big one and a little one sitting there looking at me like this.
He even pissed one off.
Yeah. I told Connie, I said, you want to see a Sasquatch get pissed off like a 2-year-old? She said, yeah. I said, turn around and look at the tree box. She turned around and I said, I see you. And when I said that, all hell broke loose.
He went to stomping, breaking limbs, grumbling and growling and carrying on as he walked off. But at the time when he was watching that one, I was watching two of them behind Fred, standing and staring. And we had every night we had to have a Judy peeking around the tarp, peeping in at us. Mm-hmm. That's the one I got face to face with.
Yeah. Even in my area, man, we'll later some nights, Judy, you'll hear them run up to the tent, they'll look right in the door. They'll run. They'll do that like 3 times, finally, or 4 times, 5th time. They'll come to it real easy. And you'll see their head from the fire. You'll see their head. Here's a screen right. Here's a screen right here. Screen's up here. And so if you're down here, you'll see them go.
Yeah, peeking in.
They'll look like this, and their eyes will get big and white. They're like, ooh. Maybe one of us will, all of a sudden you shoot off,
Yeah.
You get to see that shit. But see, people think we're bullshitting about it. People say we're lying because we're doing it just for attention. If it didn't happen, I wouldn't talk about it. I'll be 60 in October. Why the fuck do I want to lie about shit like that? And the funny thing is, everything that I talk about, people all over the world are using it in their research and they're having and they're at one time or another in their research area, they are seeing the exact same thing all over the world. And it seems kind of funny that if I didn't know about Squatches, how come everything I talk about people are seeing the same thing? They're like the eyes, the different colors, the way the moods. How come no one else knew about that? No one else knew about that little black line that runs through their eye. No one knew about it.
I did.
But science never knew about it either. Now there's a couple of guys in science who's starting to talk about it. Matter of fact, everything I've been talking about over the last 2 years, people are starting to talk about.
Yeah. They're starting to get on the bandwagon, as I
Yeah,
call it.
but they're not mentioning my name. They're not saying, well, this guy in Virginia, you know, they're saying, we learned this, we learned that. Really? They wouldn't have known anything about it if they wouldn't have heard it from the person who said it. Catch it. Oh,
Yeah, we do.
What?
Hear natives singing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The night we heard that, night we saw that 20-footer. We had native chanting.
We're not sure if it is or if it's paranormal, if it's Squatch related. But all I know is that night we had that phenomenon. You could hear natives singing clear as bell, but we couldn't pick it up on a parabolic dish or nothing.
That's the weird thing.
But we could hear it with our own ears.
Clear as a bell.
When that big one was walking, we could hear it. And as soon as it was gone, it stopped.
But you know, the weird thing about it was the very next morning at 9 o'clock, we got a call from a shaman, a Cherokee shaman in North Carolina. That said, everything that y'all experienced, y'all showed, and y'all described has happened to every native tribe in the United States at one time or another in their lifetime, and Canada the same way. And I found out more tribes.
Oh, she definitely will.
More tribes around the world. Some of the tribes and just people around the world
You're welcome, Simon.
have got records, a documentation of the same damn thing. But yet people here in Virginia, like Daniel and like Sam Luce, oh, come on my show and tell them you lied and all that shit. Fuck you, buddy. When I got every native tribe around the world backing me up for saying, backing us up for saying that, because if it's not true, why would it be documented to every native tribe in the United States and Canada and around the world? We were lucky. We were the only two white people that he said that's ever seen them. I don't know. Well, I'm just going by what we were told. Because what started it all was a couple nights before, the juveniles was acting real weird.
They were all acting weird.
And then tonight,
a week.
Yeah. Then one night I sat. We seen Connie was talking about juveniles going up trees. So I wanted to video it. So I went up to the car and got a battery from my camcorder. And when I shut the car, I looked forward, and about 20 feet from me, there was a damn 8-foot squatch. I'm like, ooh, what are you doing? He turned his head, his eyes were bluish.
I went live with it that night.
Yeah, because his eyes were bluish gray. He turned his head to his left, and I turned and looked, and I counted 26 squatches around the camp as I was walking back. Connie said, look out in the road. I got by her and sat down the road. We seen an 18-footer walk down the road, and all of a sudden we seen a 20-footer right behind.
2 foot behind you.
Yeah. And we went out the next day. We made
a video.
We made a video. We done the measurements, everything for Henry and for the 20-footer.
Well, actually, we did a live video.
Yeah, but no one ever thinks about that.
Showing the height and everything.
Yeah, showing the height, everything. The only thing we couldn't get in the road. And Sam Blue says, well, if he's that goddamn big, he would have left impressions that deep in the ground.
That road was hard as a rock. You
can't do it on dirt road. And my area is limestone, bro. Limestone and
that road
clay,
was hard as a rock.
Clay and sand mix, man.
Nothing could. You didn't even see tire tracks on that road.
Exactly.
It was so hard.
And he says, and it would be 10 foot wide. Really? Don't you know the squatches, when they are walking in, when they are like migrating or something, or they're following in a group, they walk 1 foot in front of the other foot. That's why the trail's only that wide. That wide, because they walk step.
A little wider than a deer trail.
Yeah, they step 1 foot in front of the other, just like a model. That's how they walk. And you know how you can tell a big one's been through your area on that trail? Look at a tall oak tree and look up. You'll see where the dominant ones, the boss of the group, will take his hand and go and rub like that. Every time he stops at that spot, he'll rub like that. There'll be a smooth spot on that tree about like that. From halfway to halfway, he'll rub his hand like that. Paul Halsey showed me that. She had a bunch of them in her area. He said, look up there. Somebody said, he said, see that smooth spot? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, what about it? He said, that's a dominant spot you're doing there. That's a marker.
Yeah, he's seen the evidence in the area. He just didn't get to see those squatches because
hell, I showed him sneaky. When we heard it knocking one day, I said, sneaky. He said, where's that? I said, right there. See that black? He's all it's a stump.
That's the only one he's seen.
Yeah, 5 minutes later, I said, hey, Paul. He said, yeah. I said, that stump moved.
But he did get to hear them.
Yeah, oh, definitely. He heard. You know,
and he saw what they left behind in that.
Yeah. But see, the point.
If he'd done what he asked him not to do.
And he did it anyway. And we only had one.
He would have got to see it.
One back in front of my Jeep, setting off his central light. One squatch. One back and forth. Playing a game. Yeah, he was quiet. And he was quiet. He was running, but he was quiet.
That was sneaky.
Because when Paul held the thermal up the first time, there was one about 50, 80 yards away, laying down behind a tree going like this. So you see him moving around the ground, all of a sudden you see him ease back down. They didn't come around because we saw the 12 and 13, or 11 and 12 footer right behind the camp. He went back there and put up cameras and put a can of sardines on. You don't do that. So I told him, don't do that in my area. I tell you, do not do that.
Well, I tried to tell him that they won't take the food, except the food.
Yeah.
Because in my area, all they wanted was bandanas.
Yeah. Man, so
they didn't want food. They wanted bandanas.
Tonight, when he comes, he's going to Daniel's conference and see what kind of idiots are there. Then he's going to be camping with us. But he told me he's going to try something. He's going to put it on the inner side of his fender well where the grill is. He's going to try to put a screen over top of it or in front of it, put the camera behind it, and I'm going to have him sitting where he's facing my truck on the road. I'll be backed in. He'll have his truck parked about 10 feet away like that. That way he can watch them coming in. But if they know there's a camera in there, they'll come out and they'll walk behind us.
You have to put it in there away from the camp.
Yeah.
So they don't see him doing it.
Yeah.
It's the only way it'll.
Because if he sees them putting it in there, they're going to know. And they're going to come in and go behind it. What they do, they come across the road, they'll stop. And they'll go around behind his Jeep and go in and come in that way. And if he does what we tell him to do, he will see it with his own eyes. When they come across and they'll go around behind the Jeep, he'll say, what are they doing? I'll say, they know you got something in that grill and they're coming around behind that Jeep. And I said, now you're going to see how smart they are. They know something's in the front of that Jeep that shouldn't be there, and they know that. And besides, if you put it in there while you're there, they will see you do it.
Yeah.
And if they do see you, that means they're going to go up further and cross. But if they do come up further, he'll still catch them coming across the road. But close, they will come across and come around behind. Like when Chad had his van parked at that spot. They come across the road and went around behind it. It was once leaning down on one knee, holding on to the side of his vehicle, looking around like that at him.
Yeah, because the next morning, Chad found the handprints.
Yeah, there were handprints all over the back corner, on the driver's side. They touched the shit out of his damn window, out of the windows and everything. We told them exactly what they were going to do. Everything we told them, they did. And I told them, I said, while you was in that tent sleeping, they were standing there watching you.
Yep.
How do you know? We seen the shadows. About 3 or 4 little ones come out and just stood around your tent looking at you.
Yeah.
Looking at the tent.
They couldn't figure out his funny little tent.
Yeah. They surrounded it. There was about 4 or 5 of them. They surrounded his tent and standing just looking.
One of them V tents, the Boy Scout tents, I call
them. Yeah, little pup tents for like kids. Camp out in their backyard or something like that. Little kids, stuff like that. That's what he had. You could see right through it. And they were standing there looking at it.
Yeah.
They were looking at each other, looking around, looking at us, trying to look back at them. Check them out, and they turn around, walk right back in the woods. That's what they do. If I didn't know my squatches, how would I know so much about them? And everything I describe that they do, people around the world are saying the exact same thing. All across the United States are saying the exact same thing. More and more people are turned on and watching my tidbits and watching when we come live, and they are learning. They say, this guy's going to be interesting. And they try it. And then they tell their friends about it, and then they try it. In other words, my shit is going by word of mouth. Like my tree business when I started. When I got out of the tree business with Aspen, my tree work started by word of mouth. And I had so much damn business, I had to get a license to do it. I was already a licensed arborist. I just had to be licensed to my damn tree company. And I had so much damn work, man, but my ex-wife fucked that up real royally good. I mean, I would have a lot of shit right now, but because of her, because I hired a girl to work with me, she started her shit and I had to close it down because of her fucking attitude. I said, will you come out and do shit with me? No, I don't want to. But yeah, she didn't want me. She didn't want to hire. She didn't mind hiring guys. She didn't want no girl work with because she thought that we was going to have an affair. And the girl I hired was a fucking lesbian. She fucked my world up. That's another reason why I left her. I got tired of it. Plus, she was running around with me too, with her ex-husband. I found that out. But she didn't know that I worked with her husband ex-husband for 2 years for Aspen. But in order to work for Aspen, you have to go to school and be trained by the best tree company in the world, Aspen. Linda Dyke lives 20 minutes or 20 miles from the Aspen company in Pennsylvania. They got crews and companies all over the world. And you have to be good to work for Aspen. Know the trees, know everything. Fred and Connie, could you talk about the experience with being when the Sasquatch was pissing? All right. All right. Here we go. One night we had 2 college kids. Parked.
Before dark.
Just before dark.
Starting to get dark.
Yeah, and they parked right over on right on the other side of the creek. And they come down through there with their chair and a backpack. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So, you know, I sat there and thought, I said, nah, fuck this shit. So I told Connie to grab a parabolic dish. And I said, point it toward the back. When she did, I did whoops. I sounded like a female squatch in distress. And she said, my God, you could hear them. The females back are going bananas.
Yeah,
I said,
that's what nuts.
I said, now point it across the road. And I started doing challenge yells. And I mean, I poured it on hot and heavy. 5 minutes later, 2 of them come barreling across the road.
2 big ones.
Come across the road up that bank, and they shot down toward the back, and they stopped, and they seen that girl and boy. About a minute later, that girl screamed bloody murder. They got the hell out of Dodge quick. You could hear them tearing shit up running. They got in the car, punched the start up, and squealed the wheels about 500 yards, getting the fuck out.
Gravels everywhere.
God, gravels were flying everywhere, man. But the 2 squatches up there turned, and their eyes looked like freaking headlights. Their eyes were yellow. And they're like, okay, your ass is mine. Because I started laughing about it. We were laughing about it. They didn't like it. At 3:30 in the morning, I woke up and said, Connie, I said, is it raining? She said, no, it ain't raining. I was like, oh. Here's what they did. I had one stand at my head and one stand at my feet on each side of the tent and piss on my head and on my feet. Thank God I had a talk. Yeah, them guys got me back.
That's as bad as being challenged by a little 3-footer.
One night at midnight, I went back earlier and I set a auto recorder. I made it look like a pair of bobcats, but I had where you can put a recorder down into a can, and pick it up, And I put the wires, I put the plug-ins in the wrong spot, so I had to go back there at midnight. I went back there and I was seeing, you know, I went in, I started talking, all he told me, you know, I took him about 5 minutes to find the record. When I did, I sat down there and I picked up an egg, you know, I'm like, here, you know, here's an egg, you know, I cracked one, you know, there's a nice gooey egg, you know, it's good for you, you know, I had white eyes all around me except for one. He was right across from me about 5 to 6 feet on the other side of the creek bed. And he was a little one, about 4 foot tall.
Or 3, you said.
Well, about 3 foot tall, and he sat there, his eyes like this. He got me like, oh, but his eyes were red. He glared at me. He glared at me. He challenged me. When they look at you like that, they're challenging you. Okay. I told Connie, my dad, I said, well, I finally got challenged. He said, what do you mean? I said, a little teeny 3-footers in there give me an evil eye look. And it was comical. First time I'd ever had in my life. All I seen was white eyes until I turned my head and looked out the creek. Now I seen that.
Ain't let him live it down.
I mean, to look, you could see the brows right here. You could see the brows go down like this, and their eyes just that big, and they were red. They were beet red. I'm like, oh my God. And I said, settle down, little brother. Settle down, little buddy. It's cool. I'm just here to do this. And the whole time, I got my hand over here on my right-hand side, feeling for the wires. And I finally got switched around and put it back in the can thing. Because I wasn't looking at the can. I was looking at the squat, talking. But point being, you know, and then every time we had the squatches come around, we had this little one come crawling up about 2 foot from me in the shadows, that same little red eyeball. But some people say you're lying through your fucking teeth. That never happened to you. All you're doing is drawing attention. Believe what the fuck you want to believe. I don't care. Because here's the bottom line. Anybody who comes out to my camp, when they leave my camp, they're believers. That night that Daniel sent all his people in, they were non-believers or skeptics. Or they were there to make me to say, he lied to us, we didn't see a damn thing. Not all night long. And we had a mother and a daughter there that said they don't exist. Flat out, they don't exist.
They were
when them juveniles,
die-hard non-believers. And
when them juveniles stepped right out in front of everybody and stood there, about how many of them were there?
There was about 5, 6 of them.
Stand there 15, 20 yards away looking at everybody.
About 15.
Even the mom and daughter was like, oh my God, they do exist. The daughter said, oh, look how cute they are, Mom, and all that shit, you know. Everybody else was like, everybody else was like goo goo gaga. Because they couldn't believe what they were looking at. But Daniel's going to go around and tell everybody, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying.
What Berta's expression when she saw Henry.
Oh my God, yeah. She said, I'm going to see Henry. I said, okay. Because she was leaving anyway. I said, I'll see Henry. We walked out over the burn rail and we stopped. I said, I'm going to turn you to the right and I'm going to face you. Okay? I said, I'm going to put my hand on your head and my finger right on the end of your nose. And I said, now, when my finger stops, I'll let you know. And when I went like this, and I said, bingo. She said, he's huge. His eyes are green. And I said, now watch him. He's going to follow us to the camp. Until you crazy. He said, well, he follows us there. He's going to stand there and watch you. He's going to watch what you do. And he followed. And I walked her to the car, her and her boyfriend to the car. And she was watching Henry the whole time. And he was eyeballing the hell out of us. Wait to the car until he got to leave. He seen it. He watched them until they pulled off. And he turned and looked at me and said, later. I went back to the camp. He turned and walked back to his tree and stood there. But she said, my God, that son of a bitch is big.
Mm-hmm.
Her boyfriend was on the other side of camp with me earlier. And
at the same time we was seeing the juvies, you was over at the creek with him.
Yeah. And we was watching juvenile. I said, you know, because when he walked, I said, here he comes. And he watched him come down to the creek edge, and he was watching us, kind of like looking at us and walking away, walking up to a certain spot, and he stopped and he turned around, just stood there, because he was in the creek, but he was under a holly bush like thing. And he turned around, and the squatch started walking, looking at him. And I grabbed him and I spun him around like a zipper top. And man, when his eyes locked eyes with that little squatch, that son of a bitch, I said, there he goes. He said, I just looked at the side, I just saw that juvenile. I looked right dead in his eyes when he did looking at me. I said, yeah. He looked to my left. He said, you got two big ones. You got an 8-foot, you got a 10-footer, and about an 18-footer standing right next to you about 8 feet. I said, I know. I said, they've been there since we've been standing here. I'm standing there like it's my arms crossed. You know, just like that, you know. And everybody in camp was going ballistic because they were seeing all these squatches. Watch them climb trees. Watch them run up and down on each side of the creek, on each side of the camp. We're just sitting there like, yeah, no. Everybody said, we're believers now. We actually got to see a living Sasquatch.
Because when they went back to the conference the next day, they was telling everybody all about it. They were telling them, you should have come to the camp last night.
But Daniel will not admit that.
Nope.
He was the first one they told to. They were the first one he was the first one they told it to. They said, they're telling the truth. We said they had squatches everywhere last night, all around the camp. They was in front of us, they was on the side of us, they was behind us, everything. And we saw the 18-footer. But Daniel will not admit that. He don't want to look like a fool. So he says it never happened. Like when he videoed that juvenile squatch right dead in front of him. There was no stump there. It was a plain tree. He's got it on video. And to sit around us, if you watch from the 17-minute mark to the 18-minute mark, you see him follow us on the video. Then he'll pan back dead in front of him. You'll see him zoom in for 5 to 10 seconds, zoom back out and do something else.
Teresa, I guess that's how you pronounce her name.
Teresa Holland Golden. What was the scariest encounter you have ever had? 1981. When I turned around 5 feet behind me, there was a 9-footer standing there looking at me in the middle of a dirt road on Jack Mountain in Highland County. I turned around, I was looking right at his, right where his breath, right where his nipples are. That's why I was looking right in. I looked up at that son of a bitch. He had brown hair, he had brown skin, not dark, but not light. His eyes were walnut brown, the whole freaking eyeball was walnut brown. And the expression on his face, he had a kind of like almost like a black guy nose, but it was human. And thin mouth, thin lips. He's looking down at me and I'm looking up at him, and the expression on his face was, so this is what a human looks like up close. Because I looked at him from head down to toe and back up again. He was a big motherfucker. He was about 4 foot wide, maybe 5 foot.
Some of them have thin lips, some don't.
He had a long mustache and a long beard. I turned my head and I told myself, this guy's going to rip me to shreds. I didn't hear nothing, so I turned my head back around. When I did, when I turned back around, he was going off in the self-seen hunting ground area. He had gone like 8 steps and he was gone. He disappeared that quick and I couldn't. After I seen him walk off, I didn't hear nothing. He was walking and I never heard him. That was my scariest one.
Because Henry
has
normal looking lips.
Yeah. Now, I was charged by a 12-footer, bluff charged, in my area one time. I knew you do not run from a predator. Usually make yourself look bigger like a mountain lion. Just make yourself look bigger and scream and yell and all that shit. He'll say, it's too big for me to fuck with. Unless he's about a 300-pound cattle bigger. But I stood there and I almost pissed my pants. But he stopped 10 feet from me on all fours, all that shit, And I'm like, is that all you got? He turned and walked off and he stood up as he walked. And it's grumbling and growling and walked on back up in the woods. And I don't mind tell you, you know how when you get scared, you get that real hot flash and then you get cold all of a sudden? I got that. But I stood my ground. Now the squatches don't even mess with me. When I first went there, they were zapping the crap out of me. They will light me up like a Christmas tree. But now they don't do it. They know that I was persistent, and they knew I respected them because I showed respect. And that's how we see so many squatches, man. As I tell people, like the photographs we got yesterday, to verify that that was a squatch, I held my gun up and I looked through the scope, and it was a juvenile Sasquatch sitting there 150 yards away looking at us.
You could see the hair flying in the wind.
Exactly, you know.
It was windy.
Yeah. And we showed there was no shadow. We wasn't even making a shadow.
Mm-mm.
So it wasn't a shadow we looked at, you know, but we knew we were being followed because they always follow us. The day we had Daniel in our area, he videoed that juvenile Sasquatch. He could hear him himself following us. Me and Connie when he videoed, me and Connie, who videoed us, we said, okay, they're here and they're close. We don't know where, but they're close. Well, Daniel videoed one right dead in front of him, sitting with his legs up, his arms like this, and he had his head ducked down looking at him like that. Daniel knows that he had a squatch because he sent us the video, and we said,
yeah,
that is a juvenile.
One.
Yeah, it was a brown one. We said, that's a brown one. He said, cool, I got a squatch. Now, you know what he says when you mention it? Well, I really don't know what it was. I couldn't tell, but something looked like something did move. I'm like, you're lying through your damn teeth. See, and he'll contradict himself. And that's what he's doing. He'll tell you one thing one week, then the next weekend he'll do a complete opposite. But tonight they went overboard. They went all overboard. As I stated, Daniel has been trying for 6 years to bust me, to make me look bad. Because when he goes to that conference, well, Sam and Paul, not Paul, but Tracy Arnold, we're the true researchers. We're the true Bigfoot groups. We got rid of the trash. We got rid of the liars and the hoaxers. The funny thing is, they've been trying, all of them have been trying, well, except for Tracy. They've been trying for 6 years trying to get rid of me, and they can't do it because they cannot prove anything. Everything that I have learned was through the natives, through Native Indians, and through, hey, Randy, you want to hear something funny? It was said tonight that the Sasquatches helped the North win the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Sasquatches helping Yankees. Can you believe that? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But everything, it's because it seems funny that, as I stated, and I proved what I've said time and time again, I know more about squatches than most people. And it seems funny, if I didn't know about squatches, why is everybody starting to talk about and research what I talk about? Why is people use their research and their learning? As Daniel said, you want to learn about wildlife, read a book. Read a game book from the Game Commission. That's not learning nature. Randy, he was born in the country. He knows tracks. I hope he does. You know. But when me and Connie was down there, we found an 8-inch track. Love you, cousin. But point being, I didn't know there were squatches in the media. I got proven wrong.
I told you there were squatches there and you didn't believe me.
Because we went over to the far side of the property, we found a good sized footprint on the middle of the trail. Then when we took a left, went down that little hollow there, we found a fucking big 24-inch track.
It's like I told you, that was around his house.
Yeah.
I was picking up on them.
Yeah, I even showed him one back behind his house in the woods.
I was picking up on them. But you kept saying, no, there ain't nothing there. I said, yes, they are. I was picking up on them.
Yeah, well, I believe it now.
I know a squatch when
So now when my cousin's dog starts growling and looking toward the window, there's a squatch out there.
Yeah, we gotta get back down there and do some more research.
Yeah.
I want to get in that pine thicket. Because I know they're hanging in that pine thicket.
one thing is you don't dare step on someone else's property down there.
I know they're hanging in that pine thicket.
Yeah, they hang
cleared yet.
all the pine thickets are hanging in.
Said that what he hadn't cleared yet. That one we walked by. Yeah, I know they're in there.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man. You know, but
And I know you'd find structures in there.
if I can go on everybody's property going up and down that creek, I'd probably find tracks all the way down to the store.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm not gonna do that. But the point being, you know, everything that I have taught over my 39 years, people are learning. But you'll hear Daniel Benoit, Nikki Colon Cancer, Sam Deluche,
Sam Douche.
yeah, Sam Douche, all his little puppet followers. See, what y'all don't know is that we have a cult. Y'all are following a cult leader.
And y'all are also fools for following
And
us.
y'all are fools.
That's according to Dave.
Yeah, y'all are fools for following me. Let's see. I'm arrogant. I hate young people.
You hate everybody.
I hate everybody. What else do I do?
Well, they said you had fungus mouth.
That was
They hoped your body didn't smell like your mouth.
I know we're crazy. But the point is, can't no one prove me wrong?
Mm-hmm.
They've tried for years to try to prove me wrong, and they can't do it. But I can bet you, as soon as the conference is over, you never hear a word out. You never hear another word out of their mouth about me. Never. And I can bet you, a couple months after that, Daniel's going to want to come back as a friend again.
Nope. He had his second chance and he blew it.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. You only get two. You get a second chance. If you blow that second chance, that's it. You don't get no more.
Exactly. Well, you know, to each his own. Till you can prove me wrong. You can run your mouth about me all the way. You can tell all the people, because it seems funny, everybody that hears you trashing me, they come over and check me out. That's a natural response. Well, I want to see what this guy's like. I want to see why he's doing it. And when you know something, they check him out. Then they start checking my pictures out. Then they go to our videos. Then they start listening to our tidbits. And so on and so on and so on. And you realize that, let's see, what was the coolest gesture they ever done for you personally? I love your stories of encounters. Would love to meet y'all.
For
Well,
me, they protected me.
yeah, they're very protective of a female.
They protected me twice. Once from going over a bluff, and another time from being attacked by a cougar.
Me, they don't protect me. They know what kind of person I am. They know, these squatches know me. They know that I don't take shit.
They just like to get even with him.
They know when they try something with me, I'll come right back at them at it. And I'm not scared to. They say never be scared of you, never be scared of a predator. In other words, don't take your eyes off of them. But these guys know, I mean, I've been down through the woods and I've had one 15 feet to my right with his back. He's got a 5-foot span on him from his back. He's sitting there with his back to me, and I video it, don't even know it. What I hear sounds like a bear huffing. Wow, that's impressive. She said, well, that's
I
impressive.
was reading what Randy said.
Oh, y'all are making me drink this damn bottle. Well, that's good, Randy. That means you're getting into it. But
Take a drink for me.
But the bottom line is, you're going to hear Daniel Benoit and his little cronies try to make me look like a good example. Daniel stated in earlier videos that bears in Virginia do not get over 250 to 300 pounds. And he says swatches don't get over 8 foot tall. Then he takes one of my videos and cuts it. And it makes it sound like I said, bears don't get over 300 pounds in Virginia.
But he spliced 2 videos together.
He spliced 2 videos together. And he said, I'll prove to you if Fred's a liar. He's got a video of me saying, I've been researching 39 years. He said, Fred didn't start researching in 2008. Well, see what Daniel didn't know and the rest of the world didn't know. I never started using a computer until 2008. Love you too, cuz. You know, that's the funny part. I never touched a computer until 2008. That was because of my ex-wife. I started getting on the computer. And everything I had on, over 2/3 of my shit got destroyed. I'm talking about some clear photos, audio of paranormal, audio of squatches talking, hooting, hollering, all that shit got destroyed when I left. I'm lucky it got what I'm lucky it still got what I got.
He is a dumbass, Randy.
He is. He's a dickwad.
Me, I've been dealing with squatches since I was 8 years old. Didn't realize it until 2011 when I had my very first sighting. And that same night, I got on. I had Facebook at the time. I wasn't in no groups. I got on Facebook that night. The same night I had my sighting, started hunting up Bigfoot groups because I couldn't believe what I'd seen. I was excited. So excited I had to tell somebody. And I've been going with it ever since.
Then she got with me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it really took off. But see, people can say what they want, but I'm going to tell you what, if y'all listen to Daniel Benoit, he's going to, and see,
you're right, we are better without him.
Yeah, Daniel Benoit, Sam Deluge, now Baltimore, Kerry Arnold, Sam Dush, Nikki Coleman Cancer. They're going to tell y'all that I am the biggest hoaxer in the world. I'm a straight up liar. I haven't researched. And I say, you ain't going to learn nothing if you don't read books. If you read books, you ain't going to learn nothing. I don't say
He
that.
Said he doesn't read books.
I don't read books.
I don't read books.
I don't read books on Bigfoot. I don't read books, period, about Bigfoots. Or the 411 calls, nothing like that. I don't read none of that shit because it is, what's that word? Influential.
Yeah.
To a point. Everything I learn is what the Squatches leave and what I see from and what I've learned from the Squatches. How do you think I proved how they hide in the open? I got video of them doing that. Live video.
I love hearing people tell about what their encounters.
Yeah. You can look it up. It's Daniel Benoit. Daniel, D-I-N-E-L, B-E-N-O-I-T. Benoit. He says it's pronounced Benoit. It's Benoit. B-E-N-O-I-T. The correct pronunciation. Benoit. There is nothing silent in there. There's no W-Y. Benoit. There is. It's Benoit. N-O-I-T. He's written a couple books. The information he uses is other people's information out of books.
He ain't even selling. They ain't even selling.
He's got it on Amazon and no one's buying it. No one's buying his books, period. I've been asked to do a DVD collection of my tidbits. Cousin, if I didn't believe you, I believe, see, if I didn't believe you now, might believe you, I don't know yet.
Very true.
You showed me footprints.
He's talking about the prints you showed him.
You didn't make them. You showed me something that I didn't know. Well, that's cool. I'll show you a lot more, man. If next time we come down there, might get lucky and find some damn squatch hair.
Yeah, because we did find a few structures in that when we was walking down in there.
Not many, but you know, small ones.
That's what I said. I think they're most of the structures is up in that pine thicket.
Yeah.
That's where the major structures are.
Yeah.
Because down below where we're finding those small ones, they're not going to hang down there much because where it floods.
Well, when we was at back there at the swamp,
Yeah.
if you turn and walk a straight line, you would come out. The guy that has that house right next to where we parked at, you come right out and come up right, and you go right on his property. And only to the left, right of it, just
I just know
right
it's
there.
pretty down in there.
Yeah.
It's pretty down in there.
I got blowed at one morning during her season. It sounded like a damn deer, but I don't know, man, because it was in a.
I don't think it was a deer.
It was in a. You get out to there, it's like a. It was. I don't know if it's still there or not. Like a thick spot, about 10 foot tall, like a big bush.
Oh yeah, I know where the spot you're talking about.
Well, it's somewhere. It was about. Since we were around the bend, I started walking down the trail about 20.
You notice down in there though, it'd be awful hard to find prints because all that sand.
Well, this was over.
Sand.
This is over to my left.
Yeah.
It was over right outside. I think a damn buck snored at me. It sounded like I don't know if it was a snore or wheeze or what. It was loud, but because I didn't have a flashlight and I was just walking in the dark. Because I was going down toward the end. The way we walked, I was going down there and said, "That's something." It racked my nerves when that sucker done it. I don't know if it was a squatch. I don't know if it was a deer. I don't know, but it freaked me out, man. I think it was a buck. I think it was a buck down there. But man, it freaked me out. But there is a lot of shit there, you know. I wonder now down there on Ashman's property. I know they're down over there.
Yeah, there's one thing I have learned about when the squatches try to mimic a buck or a doe blowing. They blow a little longer than a deer.
Yeah. And a dove does. But when you hear, you hear two in that long point, that's not a dove. That's a squatch. A dove does 4, 3, sometimes 3, but most of the time 4. But a squatch will do it twice. They'll go.
They can't hit that certain note.
Yeah, there's a certain note that a squatch can't make, and you'll know it when you hear it, and you'll know it's not a dove. Considering if you don't have it many doves on your property, like up there in my area, you might see one dove out of 1,000 acres. But when you're getting close to a clan, they will start. And I did a live video one day on it. I was going down to the woods there behind the camp, and I heard that dove, and I said, "Okay, do I have a possible dove? Do I have a dove, or do I have a squatch?" And the further I walked, the louder it got. So I said, "Okay, guys, just out of shit and giggles, I'm gonna follow this dove." And I said, "Now here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna follow him, and you're gonna see the closer I get, the further he gets away. Then he's gonna stop. Then you hear bum 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 all the way back." Sure enough, 10 minutes later, he got me 300 yards away, and all of a sudden he shut up and went bum 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 all the way back to the clan.
It's like when they mimic a whippoorwill. A whippoorwill will say whippoorwill, whippoorwill, whippoorwill. And a squatchman, when a squatchman will sit here and just say whippoorwill, whippoorwill. A whippoorwill hollers 3 times each time. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you hear it.
That's a Bob. You're doing Bob White.
Well, I've heard them both. Heard Bob White and Dove.
Yeah.
Because every time I hear I always hear. I hear that come right behind.
We was in North Carolina. Me and Leah was sitting on her dock, and I heard 2 whippoorwill holler. I had to listen to it closer and figure out that it only whippoorwill twice. And I told Leah, I said, "That's not a whippoorwill," but she thought it was a whippoorwill. It was a whippoorwill. I said, "That's not a whippoorwill." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, when whippoorwill hollers, it does it 3 times." So I did it back at it. And usually when I do that back at them, I can do a whippoorwill perfect. They'll answer me back. That never answered back. That's how I know it was a squatch.
And
it only said whippoorwill, whippoorwill.
Because I found a track in the cornfield there next to the house, and I found one back in that area, and he was going up a hill, and I got the toes and the balls going up that hill right there on the property. I didn't think there was any squatches running that close, but there probably wasn't. This was in Bath, North Carolina, right there in Bath County, where what's that pirate?
Oh, you're talking about Blackbeard Pirate.
Yeah, Blackbeard's pirate's hometown and everything. Yeah.
Very small town.
Yeah. But you know, we have been invited to come down to some of the reservations, and I know we've been invited to go to Nebraska to the Cheyenne tribe in the council. I guess it was me you talking about. I don't know if you're talking both of us or just me. I don't know. I don't know how the Cheyenne works. As far as the Squatches go, I have no idea. But here in Virginia, you have the Pamunkey tribe, and you have the Iroquois and Cherokee. And I lived on the Pamunkey Reservation down in West Point. I lived on their reservation for a while when I was down there until I come back. Pretty interesting. Smoked a lot of dope, I know that much. Whew. God, them guys could smoke some weed. Peace pipe, as they used to call it. And the law couldn't do a damn thing about it. As long as they were sitting on their front porch, they couldn't do a damn thing about it. Because that was their ritual. And it was some of the best damn weed I've ever smoked, man. 2 hits, I'm out of space, man. Wow, good shit. But you know, like I said, you're gonna hear Daniel Benoit, you're gonna hear Dickie Cohen, you're gonna hear Sam DeLuce, you're gonna hear Curry Arnold, you're gonna hear a couple other guys trashing the living shit out of me, saying I don't know what I'm doing, I have no idea about this, I have no idea about that. And it's all boils down to jealousy. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to prove. What we're sitting there telling you is what has happened to us. And I learned through the Native Americans and through the Sasquatches. That's how come I know more about Squatches than most people. Everything I've talked about the Squatches in the last 6 months, people are realizing, hey, it's true. They do exactly what he said they do. People are learning. Even the people that trash me, the newcomers to the Bigfoot, they're gonna wonder why he's trashed me. So they're gonna come over and check my website out, our website, and they're gonna find all the evidence we have. They're gonna find the pictures. They're gonna find the footprints. They're gonna find the hair samples. They're gonna find photographs of all sorts of shit. Then they're gonna listen to my tidbits.
Yeah.
And they're gonna realize, well, we've tried that and it works. He does know what he's talking about. That's just the way it is. But I'm going to bed. I think we're gonna go out and shoot targets tomorrow. He gave him that 22. Joe gave him that 22 bolt action. That's gonna be mighty interesting.
Lord have mercy.
But point blank, man, the point is, don't get on there and start trashing me. I kept my mouth shut as long as I can. But when you come on like air and you'll really start trashing me, especially when you're talking about potty mouth and all that shit, that's just being total dickweed.
Well, it's just like that one person told Daniel in his group, why are you trashing them? They're researching just like you are, but only they do it the native way. So why are you trashing other researchers when they're researching Bigfoot just like you?
What's his response?
Daniel never responded to him.
Teresa, I got tons of information about the Sasquatches. Next time I come on, I'll start talking about just the Squatches only and what I've learned from them by watching them. Flat out. Daniel has no idea about what I know about Squatches. He has no idea about Squatches personally. Only pictures you will see of Squatches in his photographs come out of my area or me and Connie's area. That's where he got most of his structures. Well, he got some out of his area, not many.
Yeah, well, he got out of his area at 20 years old.
Yeah, but the thing is, the photographs of the Sasquatches that he's got every damn one of them come out of my area. And now Mike Cook thinks he's going to come into my area the 28th and think he's going to go paranormal and doing some paranormal research in my area. That's not going to happen. That will not happen. I will run his ass plumb out. And if I don't, yes, I have. One time in my research area, I heard something follow me, and it didn't sound like a damn squatch, because I know what squatches sound like when they follow me. I stopped at the halfway down the ridge, and I just turned around, head and looked, and I saw from here up, and what I saw was it looked like the face of a gray wolf. It was about 7 or 8 foot tall. It didn't show its teeth. It just looked at me, and I think the reason he didn't do that because I had a gun with me. I was squirrel hunting that day. I think I was, yeah, squirrel hunting. Squirrel or turkey, one of the two. And I saw him. He looked at me for about a minute, and I looked at him. He turned and walked one way, and I turned and walked down the other way. And about the following summer, I caught a photograph of a baby.
Yeah, it looks like a poodle.
Looks like a baby's Dogman. Looks like a freaking poodle.
It's cute though.
It's got the pup. You can go to my photographs. You'll see 2 yellow arrows pointing down. The one on the left is the Dogman pup. The one on the right is just something on a tree. But he's got a gray poof. He's got a poof on the end of his ears.
He's got a snout.
He's got a little short snout with a black nose.
It's cute. He's cute.
Yeah.
He, she, whichever it was, is cute.
And I didn't know I got him. I was taking a picture of a structure, and I just happened to catch him. A girl from Canada sent me the photograph back and said, "Look what you got." I said, "What is it?" She said, "That's a baby Dogman." I'm like, "Really?" I said, I'm about 5 miles back up in the mountains, in the middle of nowhere in the Shenandoah Valley. I was back up in the mountains. I didn't know what it was. I'd never seen one until that day. But yeah, I have had an encounter with Dogman. I looked at him, he looked at me, he turned one way, and I went the other way. That's the last time I seen him. I can't tell you much, but there was one thing that Daniel and him was asked about, and none of them even had an answer for it. They've never heard of the Cherokee Devil. The Cherokee Devil is a 10-foot Sasquatch, a very aggressive Sasquatch. He would be considered a rogue. That is the Jersey Devil. Not Jersey Devil, the Cherokee Devil. And you can, if you go to the Cherokee history,
it mentions the Cherokee Devil.
Yeah, it mentions the Cherokee Devil. You can even look it up, man. The Cherokee Devil.
Because if you ever watched Mountain Monsters with the Ames team,
hey.
The episodes of the Cherokee Devil.
My mom has seen a Bigfoot and a Dogman that they were together. That's interesting. I've always heard that the Dogman and the Squatches didn't like each other unless it was a hybrid Dogman.
Well, I've heard some theories a while back that the possibility that the Dogmen are like day watchers for the Squatches while they rest during the day. Some of them may use the Dogmen as day watch. They could be friends.
Yeah, but you got to go up to Michigan for that stuff. Most of 90% of the encounters happen are in Michigan.
Well, actually, in Wolf County, Kentucky, they have a lot of Dogmen sightings.
Well, tell them about your dad.
My dad, now, this is in Esper County, Kentucky. When I was about 12, 13 years old, my dad encountered a Dogman. Believe me, my dad, nothing ever scared my dad.
You fill this thing up?
And
did you fill this up?
Yeah. And a friend of ours lived up on the mountain from where we lived. Was having something getting his hogs. He's coming and stealing his hogs. There's some kind of animal, that's all he knew. So my dad and cousin went up there one night to try to catch what it was. They were sitting in the house drinking coffee. And all of a sudden, they heard one of the hogs squealing. Well, they got up, got their guns, got the coon hunting flashlights, and went out to the big pig. And this guy had a 500-pound hog that he was planning to butcher. They found tracks. They followed the tracks to a waterfall. When they got to the waterfall, my dad was in the lead. He shined his flashlight toward the waterfall, and crossing the water in front of that waterfall was an 8-foot-tall Dogman. Had this 500-pound hog under one arm. Now, the hog was still alive, squealing every breath, but he couldn't get away. He turned and looked at my dad, bared his teeth and growled at him. My dad said they hightailed it out of there. It scared him that bad. And I said, nothing ever scared my dad. But when he come home that night, he told us what happened. He was white as a ghost. My dad was full-blood Cherokee. He was white as a ghost. My cousin wouldn't even talk about it. My dad told me about it that night, but years later, if I asked him about it, he'd tell me, you don't need to know. Just let it go. And he'd turn white again. Both of them took what they saw to the grave with them. They're both dead and gone now. But, like I said, I believe my dad. Now, but I think he knew about the Bigfoots. I think he knew about them because when I was young, little, and I'd go out in the woods and I'd always come home telling him, oh, I heard 2 bucks fight. This being the summertime now. And he'd smile and say, yeah, But I would hear the samurai chatter because I thought it was people following me. I found footprints. Saw structures and everything. I mean, when I was a kid, I found perfect footprints. Me, I used to run around barefoot in the woods all the time. And I thought it was people like me, kids like me, older kids that out running around the woods barefooted and all my brothers and sisters was following me. Never thought nothing of it until 2011 when I had my first sighting. And when I had my first sighting, I got to thinking back to when I was a kid and everything started adding up. That's when I realized, since I was a kid, I've been dealing with Sasquatches. And people say, oh, they're dangerous, they'll kidnap you and everything else. If that's the case, then I wouldn't be here today. Because I used to wander the woods by myself all the time. But they never, ever offered to hurt me or bother me.
She's got one in that area. He was a quarter mile away. We had squatches all around us that night. That bad boy let out 3 massive yells. And a quarter mile away, we felt it
feel it vibrating
through our body. Yeah. And there wasn't a squatch around after that. It went from.
Best way to describe how it sounds. Y'all know how at the beginning of Finding Bigfoot, how they had that Bigfoot yowl.
Yeah.
It sounds just like that, but intensified by 1,000. That's how loud it was. Because we had, that night it happened, we had squatches all around the camp. And when that sucker hollered, they disappeared. We didn't see them no more that night.
Even the 11 and 12 footers stood behind the camp. And their eyes were red. We had one who...
We called them Red and Rosy.
Yeah, because one of them, would blink normal. That'd be 11 foot. But the 12 footer showed up. He'd blink his eyes. He looked like one of my red lights that blink on top of a tower, like a phone tower or an emergency tower. He was like this. And she was at the house one night, and I was up there, and I decided just good. I stood up and went. He turned around, and I was like, "Urgh." He turned back around, kept his back to me the whole time. But when I whistled, he turned and looked at me like, "Why the fuck are you doing that?" You know.
You want one?
Yeah. What I used to do is when we went into our area, I'd go to a certain spot and I would set a recorder down. I'd put it on record and leave it. And one day I did it, and I had on the recording, you could hear the squatches, the jubers run in, pick it up, run about 10 feet, set it down, and they would leave. They come back 5 minutes later, hear them go bum, 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 pick it up, bum, 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 set it down, and they bum, 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 disappear. They played with that. They moved that recorder 29, almost 30 times all night long. And that's all I got on that recording was nothing but them picking it up and running with it. and then leave it, then coming back, picking it up, moving it again. They did that all night long. But I left a camcorder out for a couple hours one day. Here's what I found out. And this was in my first, this was in the area of that family group before I saw them. I left my auto recorder, I mean, my camcorder. I'd camouflage. And they, you know, I didn't know they could watch me. As soon as I left and went over the knoll and went down that knoll, you hear on the camera, bum, 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 crunch, crunch. Then all of a sudden you see my camera go, you hear something go peck, peck. And that's all you hear. You wouldn't hear nothing else. And they did that 15 times that I did that. As soon as about not even a minute after I left, you could hear them coming down that hall, out of that pine thicket, coming right down to the camera. I even tried to set a mirror, a compact mirror in front of it to see behind it. It didn't work.
We've actually got audio recordings on SoundCloud. It's under Kanney-Butt. That's our best audio recordings. You know, we got them hunting.
Yeah.
Got them sitting around by Fred's Jeep.
Yeah,
It sounds like somebody's snoring, but it's actually a big squatch sitting there breathing next to the recorder.
Yeah, you can hear them kind of sitting there plucking my fender on my Jeep. Hell, they even tried to steal my damn
GPS.
My GPS.
Because the one that everybody says was snoring, you can also hear him talking too.
Everybody says that's Connie snoring. That's right. I don't snore.
The Jeep was too far away from the tent.
Yeah.
We always set the recorders away from the tent.
Yeah, because I'd pull the Jeep in and we'd set recorders in front of the Jeep, away from the
There was no way you could pick up what was going on in the tent, at the tent. You couldn't even hear us talking.
But you can hear them going. They talk
well,
native.
there's one sitting there breathing.
Yeah,
You hear one in the background talking.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like something like that, you know.
And it sounds like someone's snoring.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Plus, not too long ago, I posted an audio that my daughter got in her backyard of squatches hollering. A lot of people hollered it was coyotes.
And I sent the audio to some buddies of mine out west. I'm a dog soldier. I sent it to them, they say, it ain't coyotes.
You see, there's no coyotes in the area. The reason why there's no coyotes in that area is because a coyote is terrified of donkeys, of burros. The little ones with the crosses on the backs, because the burro will kill them.
Yeah.
And everybody in that area, a lot of people in that area had burros with their cat. And that keeps the coyotes out of there. Because they'll kill them if they come in the area. That's why I know there was no coyotes there. There wasn't coyotes.
But we're going to try to go down before the end of August. Go down there. We're going to stay a weekend behind her daughter's house back there where she got that auto recording at, right down next to the creek.
And what a lot of people didn't realize is my daughter's got 3 dogs. A Siberian Husky, a German Shepherd, and a Pit Bull. These dogs were on the porch with her trying to get in the house to get away from
You can hear them. You can hear them whimpering.
And these dogs were dominant of that area. Anything that came in that area, they was charging.
Because if it was a coyote,
it was very territorial.
If it was coyotes, they would have tore out after it.
Yeah.
But a squatch, you could hear them cowering.
Yeah, you can hear the dogs whining in the video, walking in the house to get away from it.
What it was a bunch of young squatches showing off for the girls. They do that. My area is proof of that, man. I got shit in my area, trees that are ripped to shreds, made into
same time every year they do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are, oh, it's coyotes.
Hey, Brian, what's up, brother? Brian Stevens on.
Coyotes are everywhere. Not there because there's too many burros around there. Too many people got burros.
The whole time I was there on the property, I never seen one coyote. I never seen a track one of a coyote.
Seen a domestic dog, because my dogs used to walk in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And neighbors that way back in there had dogs that roamed the woods. They follow people.
Mm-hmm. But, oh, you missed it, Brian. Daniel had a show tonight, and they went ballistic on me in Connie. They even had Richter Riolo on there. They were calling me everything under the sun, and Connie too.
Said I've got a potty mouth.
Yeah.
They ain't heard a potty mouth from me yet.
Another fun-filled day in the frozen north. I'll tell you, Brian. Yesterday we got two photographs of a juvenile watching us. Now we took pictures of it. Then, just to be on the safe side, I looked through my rifle scope at it. It was definitely a juvenile, about 150 yards away, watching us. You can see his eyes and everything. That's the wild thing about it. But, like I said, folks, y'all gonna hear some wild shit coming out of Daniel's mouth about me. And I mean some wild shit. He's gonna try to get y'all to believe everything he says.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not working. It's not working. Yeah, he's got people that are making fake profiles, attacking us and shit, you know. It's not working. And everybody who hears what he says, they just out of curiosity come and check my link out. Check Connie's link out.
I still can't get over the deal with the Cherokee Devil. They didn't even know what the Cherokee Devil was.
Yeah, Brian, you know what the Cherokee Devil is, don't you? I'll make you better. You know, Daniel, none of them, not even the North Carolina Bigfoot group, knew anything about it. And all it is a big damn Bigfoot. That's all it is.
Cherokee Devil's the biggest part of the Cherokee history.
Exactly. And they didn't know one thing about it. Not even Baltimore. Baltimore didn't even know.
Yeah, he's a big Cherokee expert.
Yeah.
He thinks he knows everything about the Cherokees.
Yeah.
Just proved he don't know nothing about the Cherokees.
Not one damn iota. And it's been in the history of the Cherokees for thousands of years. But Daniel says, at first he says, all the stories and the legends and the theories through the Native Indians are just folklore. They're not true.
I'll tell Brian how the Squatches helped the Yankees win the Civil War.
Oh yeah. Hey Brian, did you know that the Sasquatches helped the North win the Civil War? Did you know that?
Yeah, according to Daniel, they fought right alongside the Yankees.
Yeah.
Against the South.
Yeah. The Squatches up north volunteered to fight with the Union soldiers to beat the South. Damn. What is that? How do you pronounce it? Tishul Kalu.
Sokalu or Tokalu, something like that.
Yeah, well, he's right. That's the exact word for it, because I've seen that word before. I just can't pronounce it. But I'm learning. I did learn to say OCO, Aganate, Oshigwosu, and Dado.
Let me get my pants, get the paper.
I can't remember what that word is. It was, oh yeah. What's your name? I'll tell you right here. Dode Sa Doa. What's your name? And Shiki. Now, Brian, I did use OCO, Oshigwosu, Aganate. And
where I'm an empath, I was picking up on when he spoke it. I could pick up on the internet, and they understood what he said.
Wow.
Because I had a warm feeling come over me.
GW. Well, the way it's spelled was GWO. Oh, guo means gua. Gua?
Yeah, wow.
Oshiguasu. Okay. Ojiguasu.
I thought it was gua.
I'm saying guo. Thank you, man.
But they still kind of understood what you're saying. They didn't understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So I was
you
saying.
Pronounced some of it right enough to where they understood you. That's me.
Yeah, yeah. So
you got to remember, it's wah.
Okay. Oshiguasu.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it does. It sounds better. How are you, my friend? Organite. Well, that's what I'm starting to use. And when we leave, I'll say shiki. Shiki.
I still talk to them in English too.
Yeah, but
they understand it both ways. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said it. That's cool. Yeah. What was you supposed to send me, Brian? I ain't never received it. At least I don't think I have.
It might take a little bit to get here, a few days to get here.
Oh, you're supposed to send me something, but I don't know.
Oh, that paper Jenny's sending you?
No, Tim.
Yeah, no, you know that paper Jenny's sending you?
Yeah, what is it?
She said it's ours to keep.
It's what is it?
Still, it's, that newspaper about.
Oh, yeah. The one from 1947.
Yeah. She said that was for us to keep for our records.
Yeah, 1947, the United States Army Corps of Engineers acknowledged Sasquatch as being a native species of North America. Now, just remember, this is 1947. That's before Patty. 20 years earlier.
Told me she wanted us to have it.
Yeah, cool. You know, that's cool. I gotta give you this fat on my belly. You can feel right here. Right here where it starts. Right there.
Oh.
Right there. See that? That's
it's just a spire tar. It's middle-aged spread.
I don't get middle-aged spread. If it is, it'll be bigger down here than that. Because I can't feel anything down there anymore. Anyway, we'll get off here. We've been on here for 3 hours and 12 minutes. Damn, that's a record, man. 3 hours and 12 minutes. Well, like I said, let's say I sent you some pictures from the cabin last weekend. I sent them to. Where did you send them in?
Messenger, I think.
Oh, was that the one?
Yeah.
Oh, talking about the one. Wait a minute. Is that the ones that say look to the left of the cabin, the right of the cabin? Because on the left side of the cabin, facing the cabin to the left, you see the head of a Sasquatch, like it's looking out the snow right next to the cabin. Yeah, I did see that. I don't think I did see that.
Yeah, that was
yeah. I seen the Squatch.
Yeah, there was another one with pine tree pulled over.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize it.
Because that was cool looking.
Yeah, I love the cat.
You could tell Squatch down.
I love to go up there for a weekend. Really? Really? You talking about my big toe or her big toe?
You talking about his famous. Here we go. Are you talking about this?
I don't know. But yeah, Brian, I got them. I didn't think about it. But I did see the one on the left side. You did have one on the left side of the cabin.
Yeah.
You seen from here up.
That was a good catch too.
Well, when we get the money, we come up. Yeah, if we can get the money together, we can come up. Everything, I'd be like a kid with a lollipop in the mountains. Every time I go to the mountains, I'm like a kid with a lollipop. I can't get enough of it. See, last time we camped out for 21 days, we camped a month and got run out of there. They threatened me. The game commission threatened me. All sorts of shit, man. Oh, God damn. Then they said you can camp 21, but you got to leave for 10.
Well, we did kind of overextend our stay there.
Yeah. But, like I told them, we're not homeless. We're just waiting for a place to open up, you know. We just camping out for a couple of weeks, that's all. Y'all been there a month. I said, bullshit. Yeah, you've been there a month. Well, we have been there a month. But we kept the damn place clean.
Mm-hmm.
We can't help what the bears did when we left. And
we can't help all the meth labs that are up in there too.
Yeah. And besides, that daggone state, that one gay more than the girl Katie says he's got drugs in his thing. You better check him for drugs. They do drugs. All they found was they went through her pocketbook. They went through my whole Jeep, and all they found was a bottle of methadone that had my name on it. I said, oh, did y'all find my prescription? Yes, and nasty. He got pissed off because he couldn't find nothing to bust me on.
Well, they tried to say the inspection sticker was expired and everything.
Katie said that. Katie said, look at the inspection sticker. I said, yeah, it's just got it done. It's legal. Then she's doing so. I said, look, man, we're researchers. Well, we don't acknowledge Bigfoot we don't acknowledge Bigfoot here in Virginia. I said, really? Katie said, well, you can't research them. I said, if we can't research them, how did I say it? How did I say it? She said, you can't do that. Research them. You can't look for them. Well, if they don't exist, what's wrong with it? Why is it illegal if they don't exist? She knows they exist.
Mm-hmm.
I showed her pictures of it. I showed her a video that I was just finished making. She said, what was it? I showed her 2 nice tracks. She said, where'd you get them? I said, right behind you. And I showed her. I said, follow me. And I walked her 50 yards up in the woods, showed her that track. I said, this guy come out on all fours in front of me. He stood up and he was 6 foot tall. He ran all these tracks. Right to that knoll up there.
There's a difference between the forestry department here and in Kentucky. In Kentucky, game wardens will admit to you they exist and they're real. They'll even show you structures and that. They'll just tell you, don't let our bosses know because we can get fired for it. Here, they won't even admit it.
Because of the tourism on the parkway. Everybody comes in the fall year. That's where they make the money, and there's people touring on the parkway. And a lot of shit we have here in the mountains. They think if they admit that we have squatches here, it's going to ruin the tourism. No, I think it'll draw people in. The thing is, because a lot of people have been reporting to the Game Commission. We are hearing, especially to the park rangers, we're hearing weird, like they'll be sitting there overlooking, all of a sudden they'll hear a semi chatter, or they'll hear one yell, bah! They'll hear one go, hear a bunch of back up and report them. I've had the park rangers tell me people tell them they hear all sorts of shit. Hell, a preacher reported one time they saw some deer run across the road in front of them. They stopped to see what was going on. He said he rolled his window down, looked to his left, saw a 9-footer standing outside the wood line looking at him. He says, I'm a preacher and I don't believe in a lot of stuff, but what I've seen today, I believe in. He said, what do you mean? He said, I didn't believe in Sasquatch. I didn't think they were real until I saw that one standing there looking at us, looking at some deer go across the road. He's probably pissed off because we stopped.
Well, it was like me. I believed in Sasquatches, but I didn't think I'd ever see one on the East Coast. I always thought they were out west.
Yeah. Now the East Coast has way more. There's 90% more Squatches on the East Coast than on the West Coast. West Coast is only a section, Washington State and California, and just goes from there, then it goes to Oregon. The East Coast goes all the way out past Mississippi, from Florida all the way up to Vermont, all the way out going past Mississippi, and keeping on going across the United States. There's more on the East Coast than they realize. That's really a thing about it. But like I said earlier, you can believe what you want to believe, but I tell you what, from here to the concert, we have 77 acres that back up to National Forest. You can walk for 200 square miles and not see a soul. Oh, that sounds so good. The DNR won't officially say they hear, but DNR officials will. Yeah, I imagine they will. But I can imagine, you know, me and Connie get up there, if we do come up there, if we get the money, if we get the money to come up there, you know, we're going to do our walking. I'm going to do my hooting and hollering. I'll have to learn the native tribe language up there. Just see what kind of responses we get. We don't see any, we don't worry about it. We can see structures, that's good enough. If I find footprints, that's good enough. You know, the way we are. I gotta go to the bathroom. But anyway, we're gonna get off here and go to bed. We've been on here, it's about 5 minutes to 1 Eastern time. And we've been over here 3 hours and 20 minutes and 10 seconds. Wow. Anyway, I'm Freddie 59100. And my wife, Connie, Squishy Queen.
I'm not squishy.
She's my Squishy Queen.
I'm not squishy.
Oh, yes, she is.
I am not squishy.
Oh, yes, she is. You've been watching the Virginia Mountain Bigfoot Research, the #1 Bigfoot group in the state of Virginia.
The top team.
Kathy Ann's from Tennessee. Well, Kathy, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you're learning something. Glad all y'all are learning something, because I'll tell you what, ECBRO is going to make me look like an ass, man, but they got to prove it first, and they can't do it.
Look like ass.
So you're going to hear everything under the sun about it, but don't worry about it. You want to learn? I'll teach you. I'll teach you. I teach through the ancient ways of the native. I teach the ancient ways. I learn the ancient ways and all the good stuff. And Brian Stedman, he's one of my mentors. He's teaching me, and I'm learning. Because in Bigfooting, you never stop learning. I'll be 60 years old in October, and I'm still learning. That's the beauty of it, because you learn something new every day. Good night, Brian. Hanapi Washti. I guess I say pronounce it. Hanapi Washti. Cool, good night. Anyway, you're watching Virginia Mountain Bigfoot Research Organization documentary tidbits, #1 group in the state of Virginia. I'm doing it just for the hell of it. In the state of Virginia, and y'all want to learn? Y'all want to watch my tidbits? Go to I'll literally tell you how to go to my tidbits. I got to go to the bathroom.
Go to his profile. Click on photos. Once you click on photos, click on albums. Once you get the albums pulled up, look for the video album. That's where all his tidbits are. So he's on the back. That's where you'll find his tidbits. All of the videos is there, and plus there's a few on my timeline too, because he's done videos on my timeline too. So there's a few on my timeline. If you want to see pictures, Fred's got some of the pictures. I've got the biggest part of them. Actually, I got a couple of thousand or so pictures on my timeline of structures and stuff that I've got in Kentucky and here. So if you want to check it all out, you're more than welcome to. If you want to share any of the pictures, you're more than welcome to. Not one bit. So, as Fred said, we'll get ready to get off here for the night. So you all have a good night, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Well, I thought he was coming back. So y'all have a good night.